time for interrogation. Ready my earphones. Is it max volume? Yes, my earphones are max volume cause this one is voiced. We got this hot lady right here to interrogate. Jingyuan was already dead when Jinglu came out and Kafka. Sag, man, but it is what it is. The chaos in the city-state has come to an end. As you finish wrapping things up at the MBCC, an unexpected guest arrives. Shalom, the envoy from Paradisos. What? She came to the MBCC? Even though, she's not a sinner, guys. Finally, an interrogation that actually answers questions. Yes, finally. Wow, why is the music so chill? It did not start at the interrogation area. 1:21 p.m. October 13, NF 112, MBCC Bureau Chief's Office. The turmoil stirred by the Battle of Dreams is finally calming down, and you're nearly done with your task for the MBCC as well. 5 months before the problem, I see. You want his light cone, though, since even him got better than him now, Sag, man. Battle of Dreams, is this the Serpent event? I can't remember. Is that it?
Here are all the action reports, Chief. Once you sign them, they'll be ready for archiving.
Oh, the chief is working. Swing by Nightingale later to pick them up.
Adjutant Nightingale is out on duty today.
What?
Before she left, she specifically instructed me to keep an eye on you and ensure you're not shirking your duties or wandering off.
Wait, the chief likes to slack off?
Avoiding eye contact, are we? Feeling a bit guilty, Chief?
Okay, I haven't read the Serpent event. I hope it's not necessary for this event. Because during the rerun, I just skip, and then got the rewards. What? Yes, it's saved in my... It's saved in my account though. So we can read it eventually. It was so good. Oh my. Even the previous rerun event. What was that? The one with the hot lady. Wait, everyone is a hot lady in here. Oh, it's not necessary here. Okay. We can read it next time though. I actually want to reread Cabernet's event. Maybe some other time. That one is so hot.
Chief, an unknown sinner has arrived at the MBCC.
An unknown sinner has arrived at the MBCC. Oh. And who is this guy? He's hot. You need shackles, right? I'm on it.
Not quite like that. This person isn't for capture. She's been personally escorted by the higher-ups. A VIP, actually.
Wow! A sinner that has been escorted personally by VIPs.
Per the notice, no shackles are needed for her.
No shackles? That's surprising. How compliant is this lady here? As you say this, a brief message pops up on your communicator. Just a few simple lines. Observer, Shalom. Sinner inspection report M value 463. Mentally stable. No evidence of mania. Capabilities non-aggressive. The subject has served in the public sector for 8 years and he is highly trusted. She'll be aiding MBCC's day-to-day and combat operations going forward. Do we need someone to watch over us? Confirmed by the FAC, the Ninth Agency, and Paradisos, there's no need to shackle the individual. She is your partner. Partner?
A new follower.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Neo Mikari. Thank you so much. So, where is she now?
The subject has been escorted to the interrogation room, Chief. She's expressed a desire to speak with you.
Oh, okay. I would love to speak with her also. What is that? Chinese models look like Path to Nowhere characters. Well, everyone in here is they look amazing and they dress well. Partner in every meeting. Oh man. Where are we meeting though? Oh, in the interrogation room. Oh my good lord. You walk briskly into the interrogation chamber and lock eyes with the woman across the room. A coat, gloves, a long skirt. She's almost fully covered, leaving you unsure of how to approach her. Additionally, a mysterious piece of black quartz hovers beside her.
We should have met sooner. I went to the party at the Midsummer Nights Club as well, but unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to speak with you.
What? She was there?
You looked dazzling that night.
Oh wow. What a compliment. Is that a sincere compliment though? I don't know.
It's been a long time, dear Chief.
Dear? Do we know her? Do we know her at this point? Hi, Edelweiss, welcome. Oh, start. The woman named Shalom sits in front of you, gazing at you calmly and softly with a smile on her face. Wow. What's with the calming music? I guess this is her song, huh? She looks great as ever. Yes, she is. I also learned that yoga pants are the trend in Chinese fitness model wanting bigger butt. Ah, I see. You see more. Maybe that's the thing there. I wonder who is interrogating who here. We shall see. We shall see. So far, I think we are, but we shall see. Most sinners are tinged with an uncontrollable restlessness, a madness they can't contain, induced by the mania. Yet, she seems different. Even so, there's something oddly familiar about her. Oh? Does the chief know her prior to her amnesia? Does she know you? What's with these lines? I don't know her. Who are you, or long time no see? Well, I don't know her, so who are you?
I've heard. After the riot, you lost much of your memory. You probably don't remember me anymore.
Oh. Do you have a relationship with the chief, I wonder?
Given that, allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Shalom. I've been entrusted to assess the situation with the MBCC and the chief. There might be something I can assist with. I'll likely be bothering you guys for a while, Chief.
Did we meet before?
Yes. We crossed paths at MBCC and engaged meaningfully.
Engaged meaningfully?
You made a lasting impression on me. So perhaps we could be considered more than mere acquaintances. Friends, I'd like to think.
Quote unquote friends. Okay, okay. We're friends, I guess. Okay. Engage meaningfully in what way? Spill the details, ma'am, please. You're killing me here. Were you, before losing your memory, friends with a high-ranking and shackled sinner?
You look a bit surprised.
Well, I am. It's rare to see a sinner in such a high position.
Is that so? Madame Langley of the Ninth Agency is a very powerful sinner, and given her disposition, she's never one to downplay it.
Oh, she even knows Langley. You know these Chinese games like Yuri more than Japanese? I'm in for that, actually.
Did you, by any chance, forget about your direct superior? Be careful. She might come knocking on your door.
What? Langley knocking on our door?
Feel free to ask any questions. That's why I requested this additional interrogation.
Additional interrogation. Wait. It seems like we're the ones being interrogated.
It was tough to arrange this meeting, and I'd hate to see you looking so anxious.
Wow, she looks worried and sounds worried too. Her relaxed smile seems to let through a hint of almost imperceptible resignation. After thinking for a moment, you decide to start with something simple and point to the odd floating object next to her. What is that? What is this thing?
Call it Shoral. It's the latest innovation from the Black Ring Research Institute. Since I lack the ability to defend myself independently, it's been assigned to assist with protection, communication, information gathering, and analysis, among other tasks.
When we use Shalom, she's using Shoral, right? Why does it feel like the one we really arrested was Shoral instead of Shalom? Because we haven't seen her power. We know she's a sinner, but all in her files, everything is like unknown, confidential, unknown. This woman is so mysterious. Right?
The enhancement materials from MBCC designed for sinners don't really work on me. However, if I share them with Shoral, it can optimize its combat efficiency through analysis, thereby better safeguarding everyone.
What is Shoral anyway? Is it an AI machine or something? But if Shalom were to use her power, she would be too OP. Seems like it. Because we know that she has this other... Should we call it persona or other self? In that dimension, right? In the previous... I think that was in the Kokilik event, anniversary event, if I remember correctly. The one that where all of her emotions was stored. She would be top damage dealer and healer at the same time. Good lord. That's an OP unit right there.
It's a reliable companion.
After being praised, the black stone-like triangle beeps, as if eager to prove its competence. It then morphs, projecting a formal official document into the space. Because all we know is that when she probably touched someone, Shalom can heal? Yeah, in the previous event, yes. She does. She managed to heal Rahu and the detective girl, if I remember correctly. And she can control people too. She's probably stronger than Hamil in healing, seems like it. Cause Rahu's wound seems fatal, right? But she managed to heal her. In lore. I'm basing this on the previous anniversary event, okay? Above you, you see the logos of MBCC, FAC, and the Ninth Agency, along with the seal you've seen on numerous significant documents. Not long after the conclusion of BR001, this same seal was also present on the individual who interrogated you. You have a vague idea of its origin. You're from Paradisos. Paradisos, a hidden sanctuary whispered about among among the people of this, appears intimately connected to Dr. Kalen's legacy. The official description of it remains vague, saying it is focused on exploration and development to continue human civilization. While it generally avoids engagement with city-state life and seldom exercises clear authority, it holds substantial sway over key organizations, including the FAC and the City Council. This organization is really sus. But I think on the next part of Path to Nowhere, maybe we'll be focusing on Paradisos. We're done with Syndicate, right? So it's Paradisos focus and probably Underground too. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. You've had the opportunity to encounter them. But given that you weren't treated well, it's understandable that you harbor ill feelings towards these mysterious elites. I'm surprised Paradisos is even paying attention to me.
I get it. You've always had a tense relationship with Paradisos.
Oh, even way before? When the chief lost her memory? Huh. And that new organization with Russ and Zoe. Oh, that one too, you're right. I can't wait. What are they after, right? And it seems like that Zoya we saw was, I don't know, a sinner that is probably much more powerful than the regular sinner. Probably because she became part of that freaking black ring. I can't wait, man. But we'll have to wait for several months.
I don't want to hide anything from you. Yes, Paradisos has been watching you. Particularly your involvement in the 2 Black Ring incidents.
Monitoring, or is it caution? Before all this, my only interaction with you was a 2-week detention and interrogation. What?
Just admit you despise it. You're a candid person. There's no need for pretenses with me.
Oh wait, I remember now. Yeah, that was after Zoya's black ring, if I remember correctly. And then Nightingale was so worried back then.
Aside from public misconceptions, Paradisos isn't exactly winning any popularity contests, but they're acutely self-aware. I picked up a saying from your overworked colleagues that hits the nail on the head when it comes to describing Paradisos' attitude. Whatever. Just roll with it.
As the chief, you nearly choke. Was that really Shalom saying that? Shalom watches your reaction, a playful look in her eyes as though she's relishing the moment, yet also genuinely pleased. That smile vanishes in an instant.
With your current level of clearance, I can't disclose much about the true nature of the situation. However, the stance of Paradisos is no secret.
Wow, it seems like the chief has very low clearance around here, huh?
From the moment of its founding, Paradisos has been driven by a singular goal: to seek out the nearly impossible solution for preserving human civilization in the face of apocalypse. This is their unwavering commitment, and they are willing to sacrifice everything to achieve it.
Seek out the nearly impossible solution of preserving human civilization in the face of apocalypse. Unwavering, willing to sacrifice everything to achieve it. Okay, that sounds like an evil organization right there. Reminds me of I forgot the name of the organization in
All worldly
Evangelion.
temptations hold no allure for them. In turn, they must fervently detach from worldly attachments to navigate the complexities of reality. Consequently, Their actions may often appear cold and unyielding.
Are these people still humans then? Because it she made it sound like those people does not have emotions at all. You're saying they're like the FAC? Shalom shrugs.
The FAC is much more popular than them.
What about you? The observer from Paradisos. My unfamiliar friend from Paradisos and this so-called friendly visit. How am I to make sense of your arrival?
This comes from their genuine regard for you, coupled with my own subtle yearning to see you again.
Wow, yearning to see you again. Man, what is their relationship?
Paradisos has acknowledged all your efforts to date. They need you and wish to convey this. Of course, they're aware they lack the emotional connection needed to regain your trust. That's why they've specifically sanctioned my visit.
Oh, so basically they're using Shalom to forge connection to us. Huh. Shalom is really not hiding her interest. Yeah. She's very direct in this interrogation. It seems like it's not really Shalom interrogation, but Chief's interrogation.
Given our past interactions, they seem to think that a greeting from me would yield a more favorable response.
Is this their leniency or some form of subterfuge? As a representative of Paradises, what are your directives for me?
Setting aside my personal feelings and speaking from an official and rational standpoint, I want you to know this. Every faction has its own viewpoint, but being made up of individuals, differing perspectives and interpretations are inevitable. You possess a force that is both potent and enigmatic, eliciting fear, hatred, or envy from people across all organizations. How you are perceived can shift at any given moment.
Wow, possess a force that is both potent and enigmatic. Is that the shackles, perhaps?
So, firm up your own convictions, keep your eyes peeled, and gather all the intel you can. Seek out the force that you can wield and believe in. That's what you should be focusing on. You're not fundamentally at odds with them. You're not the kind to incite mania for personal gain, so you're not inherently opposed to Paradisos. That means there's a pathway to mutual progress. At least, I'd hope so.
Well, we'll see. She gazes at you with unabashed openness, her words brimming with candor, leaving you somewhat at a loss for words. And from your personal feelings?
Of course. I wanted to see you.
The smile blooms on her face again, as if she had just wrapped up a monotonous job and was finally off for the weekend. Shalom leans back in her interrogation chair. It's as if she's leaning on a late-night bar counter, blissfully enjoying your long-missed companionship. What is this? What? Why does this sound like it's actually a date?
Tell me about your journeys. You've been awake for over 2 months now, and I've heard you've traveled far and wide, meeting all sorts of people.
What? It's only been 2 months?
You're looking healthier, more vibrant even. Word around here is you're well liked. You've made quite a few friends, haven't you? Share with me the highs and lows, what you've gained and what concerns you.
Why is she so interested with the chief like this? It's really suspicious.
It's been a while. I've been wondering how you're holding up.
She was the chief maybe. But I don't trust this woman. She always has an ulterior motive. The ambience in the interrogation room shifts, almost as if yanking you into a forgotten past that feels strangely intimate, leaving you momentarily disoriented. Wait, I like the third option. I'm always getting kidnapped. That's true! And you almost got killed just recently. Because that's a funny option, RB. That's why we chose that one. She couldn't help but laugh.
Wow, you're really living life on the edge, aren't you? You're key to our operations. We can't afford to have you abducted. So, who's been audacious enough to come at you? And how did our Minos chief pull off a clever victory?
Wow, I wanna touch that hand. She gently prods you on, but her eyes merely lock onto yours, filled with a tender, expectant gaze. What is this? It's as if just teasing you brings her immense joy, as if these moments are worth savoring. Good lord! She really wants the chief, huh? Given she'll definitely read the report later, best to keep the conversation to trivialities. You ponder briefly, then finally breaks the silence. Upon waking, I found myself in the midst of a riot. A mysterious woman interfered with my memory repair program and shattered my memories. Most of the sinners managed to escape. We then gathered intelligence indicating she's made her way to the syndicate. You speak cautiously, carefully choosing your words at first. Yet, as you peel back the layers of your past, reflecting on the road you've traveled, deeper and more intricate emotions come surging forth. Oh, is this a sign that somehow the chief's body or mind, I don't know, reacts to Shalom? Oh, I remember this scene. That was so hot. Zoya was so hot in here too. And oh my god, Hamel, Ripperonis, we couldn't save you. Oh boy. Oh boy, I didn't read this one. Oh no. I've been to many places. Syndicate, the Rust, White Sands, East Side, and even the Black Rings. Life's been a relentless series of events, to be honest. I've been overwhelmed and have certainly faced my share of adversity. Yeah, that's true. It's relentless series of events. Should do Serpent and Hamel's interrogation. Oh man, they need to be saved too. Oh my god, okay. We'll read it.
Indeed. Reports can make it seem straightforward, but living it is another story altogether.
True.
What about now? Has waking up to this world dimmed its horrors for you?
I don't know. This world remains opaque to me. For a long while, I've been grappling with what I can do and what I should do. Just staying afloat has been a monumental task.
But you've come so far, gained a solid footing. This bureau is your fortress now. Not only are you secure, but you also offer sanctuary to countless others. Each sinner draws strength from you, and along the way, many have found their salvation through your influence. Everyone seems to put their faith in you. That's quite the achievement, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not as impressive as you make it sound. Damn, we couldn't save her. We couldn't save this guy too. Oh man. Oh my god. So many dead people in here. We're just simping. So true. There are things beyond my comprehension and things I grasp but can do nothing about. Exposed and vulnerable, you feel a knot tighten in your chest. Fighting to maintain composure, you bow your head and shield your eyes. I've been aided more times than I can count. Some debts I'll never be able to settle because they're already dead. I want to give back to this city, but I don't know how. You're doing enough, Chief. Looking at it, that's quite a few people that I know, right? That's a lot. And I think there's even more after chapter 13. No one told me what to do. You lift your gaze to meet Shalom's. You said you were a friend of who I used to be. What kind of person was I back then? How should she have dealt with a situation like this? I want to know the answer to that too. Would the outcomes be handled better?
I don't get many chances to see you, so it's hard to anticipate your every move. Instead, you always seem to surprise me when we meet.
And it's very hard to surprise Shalom, right? It seems like she can always see ahead of everyone. As if your words have stirred a cascade of memories, she lowers her gaze and speaks softly.
The first time we crossed paths was here, earlier this year, before you lost your memory. Back then, you were a storm of raw emotions, a spectacle of pure, unfiltered feeling. Unyielding, you charged forward without a second thought.
Oh, so the chief is impulsive before, but I think the chief is still impulsive right now.
I wasn't around for long, but long enough to see the chaos you left in your wake. A constant thorn for the Bureau.
Oh.
The second encounter was just last month, at the Midsummer Nights Club. Quite the unexpected setting. You were all dressed up. A single glance told me it was your covert assignment garb, so I held back, not wishing to interfere. Yet, there you were, being approached by someone entirely unexpected. That sinner provoked you, throwing your plans into disarray. In the past, you would have erupted in rage.
Oh.
Yet, in that moment, you responded with calculated grace, maintaining just a sliver of your old temper, allowing no room for them to save face.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the chief is much, much more hot-headed and someone like a headstrong kind of person. But now the chief with her lost memory seems like much more subdued than before.
And the third time? That's happening right now.
What? We only met 3 times? How can she know so much about the chief though? Shalom looks at you with a smile.
You've become adept at playing along with my words, revealing just enough genuine emotion to gain my trust and soften my resolve. Simultaneously, you subtly fish for information, attempting to unlock aspects of your past that remain sealed off to you.
Wow. I didn't know that the chief is what's this? Such a calculative person like this. I'm not that smart.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not holding it against you. In fact, I find it comforting. The sober world can be overwhelmingly intricate. Watching your every move through the cold detachment of those reports is nerve-wracking. Unable to be with you, all I can do is worry.
Man, how obsessed is Shalom with us?
Now that we've finally met face to face, I'm at ease. You've been evolving, maturing, steadying, and deepening your thoughts. At the very least, you've become resilient enough that no one can easily break you. Most importantly, even with all these transformations, some core aspects of you remain the same.
She rises and approaches you, tenderly extending her fingers. She grazes the tips of yours. A moment of hesitation passes before her fingers make their way to your palm. Finally, she takes your hand, gripping it softly but assuredly.
We've held hands like this before.
Oh my good lord.
I still remember the touch. Just as I remember who you were back then.
Oh my god. This is so lewd. They're holding hands. Her compliance level's already maxed out from the start. Seems like it. They're even holding hands like this. Oh god.
You remain as unyielding as ever, going to great lengths to preserve your true self. You don't back down easily. I admire that kind of defiance.
Yeah, I admire that also with the chief. Is that so?
Yes. Back to your question. You asked me if a past version of yourself would have performed better. My answer is no.
Wow, that's surprising. Oh, what is this mod, Ocean Wave? Amazing mod, by the way. This is like Nikkei proportions.
You're always moving forward. Even the loss of memory hasn't hindered your progress. You continue your relentless journey forward. Each step you take represents the best you are capable of, right here and now. But I can't just trivialize your experience with applause, because the pain and loss you've endured cut deep. They are palpable, and I feel it as if it were my own.
The gloves soak in your shared warmth, as if dissolving, leaving no barriers in between.
Today, I am no longer permitted to remove these gloves and feel your touch.
What? Why? Hi, Neo.
We each have
Welcome.
boundaries that must not be crossed. But you should sense the sentiments I hold.
We each have boundaries that must not be crossed. Good lord. Why? It's only holding hands. Why won't you allow it? I am dumbfounded. It's just holding hands, man. What's wrong with it? But knowing Shalom, I think she might have prod the chief's mind or try to control her, maybe?
We are fated to experience loss. But as long as you continue to move forward, the ones you hold dear will inevitably reunite with you at the journey's end. Amidst a celestial ocean of azure blossoms.
What? We are fated to experience loss, but as long as you continue to move forward, the ones you hold dear will inevitably reunite with you at the journey's end amidst a celestial ocean of azure blossoms. Why is this similar to the opening scene of Path to Nowhere? Is that actually the ending? What is happening here?
And as for those memories you've lost, forever beyond reach and unable to be mourned.
The grip on your hand subtly intensifies.
Don't worry. Even if it's a mere fragment, I'll hold it in memory for you.
You find yourself at a loss for words, as if language pales in comparison to the raw sincerity of physical expression. Strategies and schemes seems hollow next to such genuineness. Stance, identity, intelligence, caution, even the interrogation room you find yourself in all blur into insignificance. The enduring fatigue and loneliness that have awoken within you, the sense of drift and aimlessness when facing a bleak past now coalesce into uncontrollable instincts. As you lock eyes with her, your hand tightens around hers in response. Through the softness of her palm, you feel a restrained yet deep affection that leaves you yearning, desperate for her to reveal more. What? Good Lord! Oh my God! What is this?
a new
Thank you for the
follower.
follow, Raivan. Thank you so much. What is this? This sounds so lewd. It's like not only is Shalom infatuated with the chief, it's also us. Well, yeah, I like her a lot. Path to Nowhere writer sure can write sensual text. It's like metaphor. It's up to your imaginations and oh, good Lord. This is beyond words. They're doing toot toot and toot, Cabernet. That one is good Lord. That's oh man. I had eargasm that time. I need to know. Please tell me.
Chief!
What? Nightingale just arrived. The door to the interrogation room burst open and you see Nightingale dash in. An anxious expression becomes etched onto her face, gradually morphing into a form of panic you've never seen on her face before and can't comprehend. Wait. Why is Nightingale so afraid of Shalom? Did Shalom did something to the chief before, I wonder? Huh. The wife is jealous. Oh. We are having such an intimate conversation with Shalom. Of course, I guess the wife is jealous. Her gaze ultimately lands on the Paradiso's guest.
I didn't expect you to show up in person, ma'am. There's an urgent document requiring Chief's authorization. Could you spare a few minutes?
Oh? But we really wanted to know more. Why did you intervene, Nightingale? A palpable unsettling mood fills the air, instantly shaking off the prior sense of unreality. Shalom glances at her, shifts her gaze to you, offers a faint smile, and releases your hand.
Go on. Your adjutant is waiting. I'll hand you back to her for now.
For now, okay. She's not gonna let go. She's just gonna let go for now. She'll be back.
There will be plenty of time for us later.
Good Lord, what is this? Ow, my heart is going crazy right now. Shalom, please, what are you doing to me?
I appreciate your understanding. Chief, would you kindly follow me, please?
You follow Nightingale out of the confinement cell. Instead of discussing any paperwork, she nervously takes hold of
Have
you.
you shackled her yet?
We're not allowed to shackle her. Hydrate. I actually forgot to get water. Thank you for the hydrate though. Not yet. She's an inspector from Paradisos, poses a low risk and doesn't require MBCC's supplementary control. What's wrong? Nightingale gives a nod, her body remaining taut with tension. She quickly murmurs in a low voice.
I see.
What's that I see? Spill it. She is trembling.
My apologies. I overreacted. She is indeed a pivotal figure. Whatever happens, you must pass this trial safely.
What? This is a trial? The trial is us what's this having our hearts, I don't know, get messed up by Shalom.
Please, don't ask any further questions. I must go.
Nightingale doesn't elaborate on her emotional response and departs hastily. Oh, Nightingale still remembers, unlike us. Oh man, did Shalom do something with the chief before? I wonder. You pull open a drawer and are met with a cloud of dust.
The earlier records from the Bureau should all be on this shelf. I haven't been clean in a while. It's a bit disorganized.
Search visitor record. Shalom, Paradisos. No matter how hard you search, you come up empty-handed. Maybe she already erased her traces back then.
Yes. We crossed paths at MBCC and engaged meaningfully. You made a lasting impression on me, so perhaps we could be considered more than mere acquaintances. Friends, I'd like to think.
I like that highlight of friends. Records should be left by anyone who visits, so why is nothing showing up? Ask Win.
More files? Oh, right! We've got even more classified stuff here. The kind of legendary tales you only hear whispered about in the Bureau. However, security tightened up after the unrest. Looks like they've sealed off all those juicy files. I can't get at them. I don't have the clearance.
Use Chief's credentials. What? We're the Chief and yet access is denied? Access denied. Win seems oblivious to your action, meticulously organizing the bookshelves as she casually converses. Yeah, it's like we're the highest, supposed to be the highest authority in MBCC, and yet we cannot access classified documents that is inside the MBCC. That's sus.
I'm not really well versed with the documents predating my employment here. I wasn't on board at the time. Now that I think about it, I've only actually encountered Chief in the last few months since joining. What have you been up to all this time?
It's the same with the Sinner experimentation lab underneath MBCC. Oh, right. I read that one. That's also sus because we don't have access to that from the opening section. Yeah. We don't have access to that. I wonder why. Who are they experimenting on? And why are we probably don't know what's happening down there also. Search for records related to yourself. These are MBCC's daily work logs for the past year. Your name doesn't appear anywhere, nor does the title of MBCC Chief. What? We are wait, are we probably not the chief before? The role of chief has been vacant for nearly an entire year, with all official duties managed by the acting supervisor, Nightingale. Oh my god, it seems like Nightingale has lots of things to tell us. It was made for us, we are the only chief. Seems like it, or they made a chief for themselves, through experimentation. Who knows? That's quite prevalent in the world of Path to Nowhere.
The first time we crossed paths was here, earlier this year, before you lost your memory. Back then, you were a storm of raw emotions, a spectacle of pure, unfiltered feeling. Unyielding, you charged forward without a second thought.
Where were you back then? If you weren't the chief, then who did Shalom visit? And if it was you, in what capacity? What was her agenda at the time, and what actions did she take? Now that she's returned, what is she after? A multitude of questions flood your mind, crystallizing into two pivotal inquiries. Just who were you before the loss of memory? Are we finally getting answers? And who is this woman who can't be shackled? Damn! I want more. How many parts is this? This is 4 parts. I see. More! Yes, we want more. But let me grab some water first. Okay, I left my water earlier. I'll be right back real quick. I'm back. Staying hydrated is important. Well, yes, it's because Shalom made me so thirsty earlier. You're still confused with the timeline though. Actually, me too. I cannot answer. If you have timeline questions, I probably cannot answer it. Too thirsty. The words they use in that interrogation with Shalom was very sussy, man. 1:21 p.m. October 14, NF112 inside the MBCC Bureau. Due to the arrival of the Paradiso's guests, there have been subtle shifts within the Bureau.
Take a look. These are the flowers I had Miss Shalom pick out for the office. She's even going to teach me flower arranging later. What a wonderful person.
What is this? Why does it feel like Shalom is actually having a vacation right now here?
Does the office usually keep flowers around?
There's the Philistine who can't appreciate beauty.
It's like her
Weren't you deeply
vacation.
skeptical of the new inspector before? What made you switch sides so quickly?
Well, because Shalom is hot.
She's not only gentle and attractive, also a high-ranking official from Paradisos. She was exceptionally cooperative when I had her sign the visitor's log last time. No pretense whatsoever.
Shalom is winning over everyone easily. Well, look at the numbers when everyone tried to roll for Shalom back then. Even us, even though we know that Shalom have done a lot of horrible things, we still like her. I still question myself with that. Even Rahu too. Yeah, even Rahu. I question myself. Why do I like her? But I still like her.
I always thought Paradisos folks were enigmatic. But who knew you'd find such a gentle soul among them, huh?
Oh my. Oh, honey. You don't know her. Gentle soul, she says. She's and her evil woman. I just like morally gray characters, I guess. She is number one for a reason. Yeah. Even in character rankings, I think, in the CN side. I'm not sure if that's... Was it Bilibili or... I forgot the other website. She beat right? Because she's just so hot. I like her character so much. Aside from her being attractive, okay, she's just captivatingly suspicious, I guess. You just cannot trust her fully. And of course, the iconic toxic relationship between her and Raho was just mwah, chef kiss.
Wow. Is it really proper for someone like that to be in a regular room? Every time I bring food, I'm on pins and needles. Can't even bring myself to joke with the sinners nearby anymore.
Someone like that to be in a regular room? Oh, Shalom is in the regular room. I see.
What's the issue? The real power players are here for this very scrutiny. I've been watching. She observes the Bureau casually while engaging in light conversation. She's nothing like the empty suits in Eastside. These are people who genuinely make things happen. We had a conversation and she remembered me and my job from just a single meeting. Do you think if I impress that high-ranking Paradisus official might greenlight my transfer? This place is alright, but I have my sights set on something better.
Wow. Maybe the pay is not enough in the bureau. Nightingale steps into the corner, but suddenly stops, her eyes filled with tension as she looks towards the far end of the hallway. Oh man! Why is there tension between the two? Is this a love triangle, perhaps? Her gaze settles on Shalom, standing beside an MBCC employee. The hush listens attentively, as if deeply contemplating the question posed by the other person. What's with that suspicious smile, man? Seemingly aware of the other's gaze, Shalom turns her head and locks eyes with Nightingale. Upon seeing Nightingale's pallid face, Shalom smiles. She responds to the question posed by the person beside her, but her eyes remain fixed on Nightingale until she hastily turns away. Why? And the chief was there also. Just as she observes the entire bureau, you're also closely watching Shalom. You know very little about her background, but one thing becomes increasingly clear. She is highly dangerous. Unlike any other sinners you've encountered, Shalom hasn't shown any extraordinary arcane tendencies, yet she has an uncanny knack for pinpointing vulnerabilities and exerting her influence, just like she did with you yesterday. All of it happened without a trace. You can't control any of this. You can't read her, much less rein her in. And you're starting to question, has the Bureau already fallen under her influence? Yes, I think so. Yup.
Have you shackled her yet?
If there's a chance to put the shackles on her, would things really get better?
What's on your mind?
No, probably not. Yeah, we cannot. She's just too powerful at influencing people, man. A voice, cool and piercing, jolts you into lifting your head. Shalom has appeared beside you at some point, wearing a smile. What is this? She suddenly is behind us. She's wearing gloves, as if Paradisos is subtly warning you about using your shackles. Yet, the unabashed openness of her exposed skin seemed to brazenly communicate. Even if it's the MBCC, as long as you're under their watch, you're powerless to make any moves. What is that? They make it sound like that exposed skin on Shalom is sexy. You take a fleeting glance at the task sheet in your hand and offer her a smile. I've just been assigned a field mission. Care to join, Envoy? It's not too challenging, but our approach has always been a bit unrestrained. We could use some guidance in standard procedures. We might encounter some skirmishes. Nothing too serious, but not too light either. If you're up for it. Shalom's smile lingers, her eyes opening just a notch to lock onto you. After a brief silence, she speaks with an unhurried grace.
No, I'd be more than happy to go with you.
Now that you mention it, her gloves, look at that. She has gloves, but a portion of it is exposed. That's so sexy
I'd
of her.
also like to bear witness to your battle.
Chief, I forwarded the map to you. The MBCC squad will coordinate with FAC forces to intercept smugglers along Route B. High chance the target is infected with mania. Exercise extreme caution.
Combat stretched through the morning. The mission wasn't particularly tough, but did prove to be a hassle, as the battleground kept shifting. The West District remains a cauldron of chaos and violence, but the esteemed envoy from Paradiso seems perfectly at ease amid the grueling fieldwork. She stands beside you, buffeted by the fierce wind. Today, she's exceptionally close. How close? Close enough for you to clearly see every inch of her exposed skin. Why are we focusing on her exposed skin? It feels like the chief is attracted to that exposed skin. Enticing you to contemplate certain justifiable uses for shackles, such as shielding her from the ravages of mania amidst the chaos. She can't unsee it. Yeah, she cannot unsee it. Very specific. Yep. Very specific indeed.
I've been waiting so long I'm starving. Hey, dummy, is your intel accurate or not?
Keep it down. The enemy could show up any second. You'll blow our cover.
We've conquered the Black Ring together. There's no hurdle we haven't overcome. Are you saying you're actually scared of these underlings, Hecate?
Taking down the enemy is only part of the mission. We're also responsible for the safety of Chief and the Inspector. There's no room for complacency.
Right. It's not just Chief this time. Even the new Inspector can't fight.
They thought she cannot fight. Oh man, Hela turns to Shalom, sizes her up, and lets out a sigh. If only you knew that she's more OP than you, Hela. Gameplay-wise, and even lore-wise.
Chief once mentioned that she's surrounded by many who are not just capable, but also deeply trustworthy. Among them is a sinner from Syndicate, someone she deems reliable.
Why won't she fight though? She uses this thing beside her to fight. It shoots lasers, but I think it needs to agree with her to use it, I think. She's she's delicate. Oh really? I mean, her real power, Ocean Wave, and well, you don't play Path of Nowhere, so I'll just tell you. Her real power is actually healing. One is healing. The second one is she can influence others when she touched them. It reminds me of that fan art with her saying she's weak and not useful to the battlefield, then she's bombing everything. That's so true. Remember that scene? Was it on the anniversary event where she bombed the car? And then that detective girl was inside there? That was chaotic as fuck. She's like the ultimate villain against Cheater. That's why I like her so much, even though she's so sus. What's that? Okay, we're done with that.
Your deeds have been chronicled in our operational reports, and to put it simply, they're extraordinary. We're deeply grateful for the sacrifices you've made for this city.
Wow. She's so nice.
Capable? Isn't it obvious? Do you even know who you're dealing with? I'm the most formidable sinner in all of Minos!
Okay, I see. Hela doesn't have a clue, huh? Hela is bad with her type. Seems like it. Our Hela right here is really short-sighted and simple-minded, I guess. Well, she's adorable like that. But with that characteristics, I think Shalom will be able to play her in the palm of her hands. Hela is clearly riding high on the praise, completely ensnared by the other party's trap. You furrow your brow, continue sifting through the clues as you step back, and covertly switch your earpiece to a private channel without making a sound. Nightingale, allow Hela and Hecate to back up the other squad. I can handle things here with Shalom.
Chief, please don't act on a whim. We can't afford another mishap. I'm really worried about you.
Oh damn. What could go wrong? Tell me, we have a very delicate Paradiso's woman who cannot fight. I think nothing would go wrong, right? Right? The talks fall apart. Your adjutant stands her ground, clearly distressed by Shalom's presence. Alone with Shalom, a mistake? I wonder how much of a mistake that is. But we will like it, right? Probably. You hadn't anticipated this tension would so quickly spread to you as well.
Hela, stop messing around and stay sharp.
Your eyes meet Shalom's, but she's not looking at you for once. Her focus is entirely on Hecate. You've never seen her wear such a look before. A complex mix of observation, deep thought, and a hint of caution. I wonder why. Hi, White Rose. Welcome, welcome. A hint of caution. Why, I wonder? Are they similar with each other? An instant wave of dread surges up your spine as you instinctively leap forward to break them up. Completely blind to the impending peril. A sudden focused onslaught of mania firepower engulfs you. Uh-oh.
Chief.
What just happened? Just in the nick of time, Nightmare leaps in to shield you, and you bitterly wish it hadn't. The trio stands dangerously exposed. A looming explosion threatens to engulf them. In this dire moment, at this close range, you stretch your hand to release some unseen shackles, but they too elude your grasp. What? Oh! Why? A dense blue laser sweeps by, setting off a burst of fireworks less than a few meters away from them. Why? What? Why did Shorl suddenly act up? Huh? Shalom steps forward. Shorl floats up in tandem with her hand gesture. A halo of light locks onto the unseen assailant, instantly neutralizing the ambush with a wave of cold, silent killing intent. Shalom mutters, and you clearly grasp her command.
Attack.
A laser poured down from the sky, and a colossal shockwave nearly upends you. When the blinding light fades, only you and the sinners remain standing. Damn.
Oh, fuck!
Oh. That showed Hela what Shalom is capable of.
The mission's complete, Chief. We can head back now.
Damn. What's with the sudden action from Shalom? Was that instructed by Paradisos, I wonder? I appreciate Shalom accuracy since she didn't hit Hela. Yeah, and Hecate also. Gameplay accurate. It covers a wide area, and then it shoots several lasers in that area, and then her normal attack is just pew pew pew, and everyone is dead. She takes a slight step back, unveiling Hecate, who was hiding behind her. Hecate is taken aback as she sees the wound on Shalom's shoulder. What? Why did Shalom got hit when there was an attack earlier?
You...
A wave of tension washes over you as you anticipate Shalom making some sort of comment. But she doesn't say anything, simply lets go of Hecate's hand, stands up, and walks straight towards you. She avoids eye contact, but as she glides past you, she leaves behind a whisper meant solely for the two of you.
Did you think I was going to do something?
Well, yeah, Hecate is not moving much while Hela is moving around like crazy. That's how they work. We don't trust you, so yep. Your breath hitches. Shalom's smile persists, but now it's tinged with coldness, a blatant sneer shining through. She derides your exaggerated caution, which has only blinded you, causing you to lose your cool and make poor decisions. Even if she says nothing, you're rendered speechless. Oh man. Yet, she chooses to speak.
Don't worry. I have no intention of harming her. These are the people who mean the most to you.
Okay, I'm glad that you don't want to harm my kids, my daughters.
Go on. She needs you more than anyone else.
She walks away, leaving you rooted to the spot. On closer look, you see that the envoy's shoulder wound is more serious than you initially thought, skillfully masked by her unwavering composure. It's because she does not feel any emotions, that's why. After Hela's spirited promotion, word of the envoy's prowess on the battlefield quickly spread across the bureau. Rumors casting the chief in the less than flattering light also started to circulate. Oh my god. Why? That made us sound so... I mean, that mission made the chief look incompetent. Nightingale is noticeably anxious, while Shalom remains unflappable. Shoal, on the other hand, seems more invigorated than ever, becoming a chatterbox whenever it receives a compliment. You feel somewhat disheartened.
Attack.
You grasp the first point. The underlying message behind the Paradeiso's announcement: shackles aren't needed, signaling dire consequences for anyone daring to defy. Oh. We have confirmation about Nightingale's crush identity. We still don't, I think. To put it bluntly, as long as she remains, you're powerless, reduced to a mere observer. And you're left wondering how long she'll stay, and what other cards she has up her sleeve. As for the second point, it comes from an intuition you can't quite pin down, making you hesitate just before letting things simply unfold.
Go on. She needs you more than anyone else.
Before she navigated the intricate dynamics of the cutthroat workplace, you distinctly recall her taking that step not to intimidate the enemy, but to shield the young girl behind her. All the unsavory actions that followed seem more like a masquerade to embellish this rift. Oh, maybe this is like a masquerade for the Paradeiso's people, who is probably watching us, right? Every moment through Shorel. Is that really the case? You hesitate to confirm, fearing this may just be a projection of your own hidden agenda. Every action this woman takes is subject to dual interpretations. Trust her, and you're awash with sweetness. Doubt her, and you plummet into an endless abyss of suspicion, fraught with unease over her vagueness. Strangely, this makes you yearn for the fleeting moments when you allowed yourself to be vulnerable around her. What is this? Chief, are you in love? Or did Shalom do something to you?
You possess a force that is both potent and enigmatic, eliciting fear, hatred, or envy from people across all organizations. How you are perceived can shift at any given moment.
First love seems like it. Shalom is Chief's first love, and Chief is Shalom's first love. Wow, it's destiny. And makes you wonder, why does Shalom is humming the song that was played at the beginning of Path to Nowhere, right? I wonder why though. We still don't have an explanation for that.
So, firm up your own convictions, keep your eyes peeled, and gather all the intel you can. Seek out the force that you can wield and believe in. That's what you should be focusing on.
At least you would agree with these words no matter who said them. Rather than blindly following others, you tread your own path. You rise and send a communication request to the chamber of the Paradiso's envoy. As you approach the door, Shalom is gently tapping on Shoral. She watches a triangular device hum to life, her face lighting up as if she were playing with a kitten. I want to talk to you.
Do you want to talk about the past? Or some new problems you've run into?
No, this time, it's you I want to talk about. The room falls silent for a beat. Shoral hovers silently in the air.
I've noticed. You've been watching me intently all day.
She make it sound like, what, are we a stalker of her now? Sorry, Shalom, I want the harem ending. I guess she's one of the sinners who really, really, really wants to have the chief all by herself, huh?
It's clear you're questioning my motives for being here. You'd like nothing more than to shackle me, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you for helping everyone today. I've done some soul searching myself. Holding on to such childish animosities really serves no purpose. I've only been someone else's puppet. Going forward, I won't act recklessly until I have all the facts. You said you came here to dissolve my mistrust toward Paradisos, but it seems the tables have turned. Paradisos doesn't trust me. That's why they sent you. If Shalom had her emotions, I think she would turn into a yandere. I think so. I wonder how the chief managed to survive, since half the sinner only want one thing: to loot the chief. It's probably because of Nightingale. Nightingale is there to protect the chief from all the sinners that wants to eat her. Eat her, yep. Wait, where's my game? Okay.
Making you uneasy was never my intent. It runs counter to everything I meant to do.
Did we read this? She gazes at you in thoughtful silence for a lingering moment. What should we say here? I don't blame you. If you genuinely despise me, why not just attack outright? You've flaunted your overwhelming power, but haven't aimed it at me. Does this mean Paradisos is genuinely seeking to engage with me? An encounter I can't dodge? Well then, I'll meet it head on. What does Paradisos make of me? What are they after?
I
Good
can't
question.
reveal any further details.
Damn, we don't have the clearance. As Shalom said, Chief is living on the edge. Every waking hour, the Chief is always living on the edge. I get it. It's fine. Like you pointed out, Paradiso's sole aim is to seek out the nearly impossible solution for preserving human civilization in the face of apocalyptic ruin. My mission is just as singular: to guard this haven and protect those who mean the world to me. Oh! Oh my god! I love the Chief heart. That's a very simple wish, but that's a very meaningful. Yeah, the Chief's mission is to guard this haven and to protect those who mean the world to me. Oh, that's so nice. I'm not so complex as to warrant such earnest treatment from you. I have no hidden past. What you see is what you get. You've shaped me, and so there's nothing for me to hide. You've shaped me? What? That sounds so sus, Chief. If you're interested in fostering a good relationship, simply respecting distance will suffice. Suffice, I mean. Why did I... Let's read that again. If you're interested in fostering a good relationship, simply respecting the stands will suffice. If you're concerned, I'll sow chaos. Just avoid crossing the line. My impatience today arose because I felt threatened by you. I'm being honest and would appreciate it if you'd see such actions. Beyond that, I can't foresee any inherent conflict between our positions, so I'm open to exploring a path of mutual advancement, consistent with what you've previously conveyed to me. You look into her eyes and she looks back at you. Those eyes remain enigmatic, a misty veil you can't quite see through. But that's not what matters anymore. What's important is the clarity you've found in your own thoughts. The above are intended for the envoy as well as the friend. Next, I ask that you demonstrate and substantiate the stance of Shalom. I shall respect your choice. If you're the chief's friend, we have much more to discuss, and I genuinely need your assistance. If you're the envoy of Paradisos, then the chief of the MBCC has said all that's necessary. From this point, we can proceed in a strictly official capacity. I have a multitude of tasks awaiting me. There's no need to squander time wallowing in ceaseless mistrust. Wow. I can't believe the chief is so direct to the point. After a brief pause, Shalom looks up and says to Shorl,
I'd like to speak with her. Could we have some privacy?
The triangular elemental appears to ponder for a moment before finally stepping back, giving you two privacy. You find yourself with a rare chance to be alone with Shalom. A situation that exceeds your expectations in an oddly unsettling way. Is it really okay to let it go? Paradisos doesn't want you to accept the shackles, signifying they're wary of you forming a deep connection with me. Taking such a step would only raise their suspicions further. Shalom looks at you and smiles. You suddenly feel as if one of her many facades has just fallen away.
It doesn't need eyes to understand what's happening. I sent it away, primarily for your sake.
What does that mean? Before you can even question it, Shalom is suddenly next to you. So close you can almost feel her breathing. As you take it all in, her hand softly lands on your shoulder, her body leaning in, her whisper almost touching your ear. What is this very sensual scene, man? And then suddenly it lights off. Good lord.
You'd feel awkward if we weren't alone, wouldn't you?
What? She just changed her tone, man. She sounded so, I don't know, lewd with that line. Huh? With just a gentle push, you find yourself falling back onto the lounge's bed. What? What is happening here? Oh my god. The chief is on the bed. And Shalom is on the move. Her force is minimal. You could have easily resisted, but you can't. You're immobilized. Your body feels like lead, and your thoughts blur into confusion. It's as if something intangible has bound you. Something that's neither her nor anything physical. A dim light seems to ascend your body slowly, almost hauntingly. What? Is this metaphor? What the fuck? Something is ascending in the chief's body. Okay. Let go! What are you doing to me? The other person grins, eyes locking on to yours as she looks down. Oh god, that's so hot of her.
Why so tensed up? You've come a long way, yet so naive still.
God damn it! Stop! Wait, never mind. Don't stop. Why is... why is the chief so naive? Something is about to happen. Let's go! Okay, struggle.
Shh. Stay still. I won't hurt you. Don't worry. I won't go further. Just relax. It won't hurt.
My god, what the fuck? Oh my good lord. She says not to worry. She won't go further. It won't hurt. Oh, Cage. We don't mind. You can go further. She's just giving you medical checkup. She's pinning us down on the freaking bed with lights off.
If you keep resisting, it's hard on me too.
Oh my god.
You'll end up hurting both of us.
This is bad for my health. If you keep persisting, it's hard on me too. Oh god. You'll end up hurting both of us. Oh god. Where is the H scene, man? With a soft thud, the sound of fabric meets the ground. She removes her black gloves, and her slightly cool palms touch you again. Her slender fingers lightly grasp your wrist, gently caressing your skin as they slide up or upwards to intertwine with your fingers. I know this is just hand holding, but why is it so fucking sensual? Oh my good lord, I cannot handle this anymore. It's hand holding and I cannot handle this. What's happening to Chidori? Simultaneously, the light climbs up your waist, tightening its grip, leaving you disoriented. Shalom's soft laughter brushes against your earlobe.
You're torn between fleeing and drawing closer, between fearing me and wanting to surpass me. You shy away from my deep scrutiny, but you yearn to unveil every part of me.
Why is that so fucking accurate? Ma'am, you caught me, yes.
You wish to delve into my true thoughts, to have me lay bare my entire being before you. Then use the shackles. I'll show you the depths of my soul.
Oh my god, and then they started fucking, ain't that right? What? This is full of metaphor. Bravo. Bravo to Path to Nowhere writers. If this writers ever decide to write an erotic novel, I will buy it. Same here. This is already very good. It's very subtle, but you know something is happening in here. I will buy. Same here. I will buy. Release a novel, Ice No. I'll buy it. Make it R18. I'll buy. Definitely, I will. Let go. You feel increasingly frustrated as you struggle with all your might. One hand does manage to break free and reaches for her collarbone, attempting to push her away. However, your movements are arrested by the vivid white light that holds you in place. Almost immediately, a hand that looks all too human gently rests on the back of your own. You misread it to let's go. I don't blame you, Arby. She smiles and holding your hand slowly glides it across her skin. Oh my fucking god. Ultimately, she places it against her neck, exposing her vulnerability as if inviting you into a psychological hunt. Oh, good lord.
One of the conditions for activation is skin-to-skin contact.
Damn,
Right.
it's the same with her. I think the activation of her power is also skin-to-skin contact.
If not having shackles on me is unsettling you, then go ahead. It's all good. I completely understand. I'll meet your needs.
Damn, she will meet our needs. She will meet our needs. Oh my god.
Isn't this what you've been yearning to do? You've gone through so much. You've earned this.
Oh god. Oh my heart. We truly under control of Shalom in real life. So true. Something is infiltrating your awareness. You yearn to resist, but you find yourself drained of strength. We can't help but watch her as she leans over, her face drawing closer to yours with deliberate slowness, her voice increasingly elusive as it drifts into your ears. What is this?
I grant you permission to do whatever you desire. Anything you wish to do. It's not a concern. You have the prerogative.
Good fucking lord. Earlier they... What is that? This is definitely metaphor. Something is infiltrating the chief. You yearn to resist. Yeah, but we cannot resist because, you know... You can't help but watch her as she leans over, her face drawing closer to yours with deliberate slowness. Oh my god. Where are you touching? What are you doing so slowly? Oh my. And then she says, anything you do, it's okay. She'll welcome it.
Be certain. What do you truly seek from me? Be certain. And then proceed.
Be certain and proceed? We're gonna definitely enter her now. Hold the shackles. We're gonna enter Shalom. Ready. Your hand involuntarily tightens, gripping Shalom's throat. The shackles crawl up Shalom's skin, hot patterns spreading within her, only to be hindered. The shackles fell off to the touch. What? A more aggressive force seems to have been roused by you, erupting through Shalom's body, almost skewering her. What the fuck? Its form is unsettling, nearly shattered to pieces. Is this... Wait, why did the shackle pierce her? This is not how it works, right? Totally not holding hands for sure. No. We're still holding hands according to the story. Although in a very, sensual way. Another shackle? Whose is it? Who else could? Shalom wears an expression of regret.
So you really can't remember, huh? Look carefully. The one who bestowed me with the shackles is you.
What? Then why does the shackle look like that? If it was the chief who did this, normally the shackles are red, right? The shackles are red, but this was not red. It's somehow pinkish in color, similar to the quote-unquote sister we saw in chapter 13 at the ending. A triangular glyph appears in Shalom's right eye. Something penetrates your flesh, intruding directly into your mind and compelling a connection. Is this a shackle or merely a light? Either way, it's foreign to you. Your body starts to go numb, but your soul quivers from the raw contact. In an instant, you feel weightless, swept away entirely by the experience. Damn! Fuck! We want more. This game really loves its cliffhanger, huh? Damn. That is so good. What a reveal! So she's already been shackled by the chief before? Oh man. But the shackles look different. And somehow it reacted to the current chief's shackles. I wonder why though. Flower? Crystal flower. A mysterious crystallized flower. Its purpose is unknown and there are no records of it in any accessible archives. Isn't this the flower we saw at the beginning? In that, you know, that flower field. The light brings you to a surreal space here. You can let your hearts out. What kind of hearts out? Let's let go, I guess. Oh, we know this space. This is where Shalom brought Kokilik last time, right? As you slowly open your eyes, an oppressive darkness surrounds you. You find yourself standing in a space that's unfamiliar, yet oddly haunting. The wall seems to press down from all sides, shaping into a meticulously geometric triangular corridor. Though you're certain you've never set foot here, the light beconing from the tunnel's end radiates a warmth that feels both comforting and eerily familiar. Keep going forward. Has the chief been in this place before? As you move along, the narrow tunnel starts to expand. Suddenly you find yourself flanked by sheer vertical walls. Emerging from this passageway, you're enveloped by an overwhelming darkness. A sliver of light pierces through the rift of this void, drawing you in, while something deep within warns you of its peril. We're curious, so we're gonna approach the rift.
Maybe it's best not to get any closer.
Why? Huh? Shalom stands quietly behind you. You try instinctively to unleash your shackles, yet, like a snuffed out flame, nothing happens.
Give up. The power of mania has no sway here, and that includes your shackles.
Where am I? Did you use some kind of power? Is this spatial manipulation or perhaps mental control? And is this an illusion you've conjured?
I do possess certain neuroinduction capabilities, but don't mistake this place as my creation. I've simply guided your consciousness here. This is the Consciousness Observatorium, a realm that has been tirelessly developed by Paradisos over years. It represents the outermost boundary where human reason can venture into the mania.
What? So this space is made by Paradisos, and then a human human reason can venture into it, into mania, with the use of this space? Huh. She points towards the rift.
Beyond that rift lies the realm of primordial mania, the origin of all things. Anything that ventures into it will instantly warp and disintegrate.
Oh.
While any sentient being will be swiftly overtaken, assimilated, and lose their sense of self. You've seen the Black Ring. Should it intensify, it will ultimately forge a link to this locale. This is the cutting edge of cataclysmic studies, and undoubtedly the most perilous zone. That's why Paradisos has implemented the most stringent countermania protocols on this side of the rift, to ensure the malevolent forces from beyond never breach this realm.
So, so that's why the shackles were ineffective. You've abducted me to this forsaken place just to quell my spirit? What is it that you're truly after? She offers a resigned smile.
You wanted a heart-to-heart, didn't you? Naturally, I'd pick a sanctuary where you can speak your mind. A true, intimate universe between us.
What's with the intimate universe?
There's no prying machinery or listening ears here. Only those with a unique link to the realm beyond the rift can access this place. It's solely our world now. I am a sinner of unique designation, tasked solely with fulfilling dire necessities. My role situates me on the front line of turmoil, monitoring the volatile currents of mania and the shifting landscapes of reality. I report my observations to higher authorities and offer strategies for intervention.
Wow, she just revealed her job in Paradisos, just like that.
All right, I've laid my cards on the table, showing you my true stance. However, I suspect that these matters may feel quite distant to you. Surely you have questions that are closer to your heart? Go ahead and ask. Personally, I'll be completely upfront about what I can discuss. And when it comes to what I can't reveal, due to certain rules, I'll be straightforward about that as well. I trust you'll grasp the nuances between the two.
This is indeed the most honest answer Shalom has ever given. You ponder briefly, then finally breaks the silence. Your real reason for coming to the MBCC?
A greeting that doubles as a test. The objective is to gauge the loyalty of the present chief of MBCC. Paradisos has been watching you. Your unique abilities are vital to the city. They're considering entrusting you with even greater responsibility.
Oh boy. So this is probably the reason why we saw some faces on the last part of chapter 13. The faces of some Paradisos members. What are they planning?
All the more reason to deepen mutual understanding. Before they task you with important responsibilities, they want to gauge the extent to which they can place their trust in you.
Entrusted with great responsibility. Is that a form of validation? Yet you find no joy in it. The language is cloaked in ambiguity, always hinting at an ulterior motive. True. For example, what happens if you fail the test? How will you be dealt with? Has the test ended? Did I pass?
We're nearly there. This is the final stretch.
Oh.
So far, everything falls within acceptable bounds. Well done.
What's considered unacceptable?
Paradisos has its own set of judgment criteria, which I'm not permitted to reveal to you. But believe me, actions of that severity would certainly be beyond what you could stomach as well.
I wonder what that is. An ambiguous answer. Change the question. What happens if I reach the level of unacceptable? How will I be handled?
It would be a manner of dealing with a threat to humanity that you too would find justifiable. Unfortunately, the specific details can't be disclosed.
This seems like a red flag to me. Because this might happen in the future. What happens if I reach the level of unacceptable? How will I be handled? So, in the future, something might happen to the chief, and then if Paradisos deem that the chief is not usable to them anymore, well, will be dealt with, sadly.
Relax. You're a person of integrity and good character. As long as you don't make an enemy of the city, you won't be regarded as a foe by Paradisos.
She smiles. A smile with the power to melt hearts. So true. We got deceived so much with that smile. Yet this time, it instills in you a deeply unsettling sense of dislocation. It's not the familiar facade of upper class hypocrisy. It's an emptiness so alien, so unnatural. It's as though you're standing before a mere husk of a human. And the likelihood that this is another layer of her deception only serves to intensify your agitation. What's going on with the shackles on you?
Though they may appear different, these are your own shackles, originating from your past self. I am a sinner, and you bestowed these shackles upon me on the day we first met. Do you remember?
No, we don't remember. I can't remember. And beyond that, I'm utterly powerless over them. I can't even sense their existence. This enigmatic shackles feel so alien. I can neither control them nor use them to influence Shalom. I'm completely blind to their presence.
Maybe your amnesia has led to a subtle shift in your identity. Because of this, you can no longer connect with the shackles of your past, losing your grip on them as a result.
A subtle shift in your identity. Is that why those shackles look different?
In a sense, their hold on me has weakened considerably compared to the past. Shackles are the power of the mind, and a fragment of that power has faded along with your memories.
What was the old me like? Who was I before I lost my memory? Why did I use the shackles on you? What happened between us? Would she be under such tight security as well? Did she pass the test of Paradisos? You let out a sigh. I suppose this is another one of those off-limit topics, huh? You say you're laying all your cards on the table, but every question gets a can't be disclosed. I don't hold it against you. It's all rather futile. In a way, making it clear what you can't disclose is a form of openness in itself. Your attitude has been transparent enough. If that's the case, don't expect any heart-to-heart from me either. I don't bare my soul to things I can't see. If you have nothing more to reveal, then let me go. I got no more questions.
The old draw back to leap forward tactic to bait me. Clever, aren't you?
Uh-huh. She takes a step closer to you. Oh my god.
Paradisos has nothing to tell you, but I do. When I said I once considered you a friend, I meant it. If possible, I'd like to find that friend again. But what good would it do to fill you in on the past?
She lifts her eyes to meet yours, sending an icy shiver up your spine. You wish to step back, but you're not just held, you're gripped by her as if bound. The temperature in the lifeless room plummets. All you can do is lock eyes with her.
What if I told you that your past self was a fearsome monster, despised and shunned by the world, leaving destruction in your wake?
Oh my god, that's a scary thought.
Would you believe me now?
Is the chief not human? Or was the chief made from something that is not human, I wonder?
What if I told you that all you hold dear is nothing but a velvet leash, skillfully crafted to control you? That the love you receive is merely a ruse to tame your spirit? They've taken what truly matters to you, replacing it with hollow substitutes.
I wonder if this is true. But caring for someone is a way of tying them down like this. That's very clever.
Do you have the courage to shatter this illusion?
Those doll-like eyes remain void. Yet, right here, in this very space, you're suddenly overtaken by an emotion so intense it sets your heart racing. It's an insatiable yearning, an irresistible allure. For a fleeting moment, you plummet into an uncharted past, engulfed in an eternal darkness of solitude. Before you lies but a glimmer of light, and you wish to turn it into a spark that incinerates this world.
Once, you were a force to be reckoned with. An unyielding edge that bent to no one and broke for nothing. Even willing to consume yourself to incinerate this world.
What?
But that power has long since faded in you.
Why does that, something that would incinerate the world? Why does that sound like, I don't know, are we the source of mania? I mean, is the chief previously the source of mania? Or maybe a being? Oh. For a fleeting moment, you plummet into an uncharted past, engulfed in an eternal darkness of solitude. Before you lies but a glimmer of light, and you wish to turn the spark that incinerates this world. This is all too mysterious. But are we the bad guy before?
Do you wish to confront your true self? To reclaim her?
Of course. You hope to reclaim your past. Yet before you can, a loathing washes over you, as if someone is tightening a noose around your neck, seeking to strip you of your autonomy and provoke an instinctual urge to resist. Suddenly, you sense a rift in the woman's otherwise compelling performance. Seizing the moment, you grab the hand she's using to restrain you. What about you? Why do you want me to come back?
Because you are my friend. I want to help you.
If the chief tried to incinerate or is capable of incinerating the world before, then is Shalom's endgame plan actually is to destroy the world? Because she wants to get the previous chief back. I don't know. We don't have much clues, but maybe that's it. I don't care how you see me, nor what you want to do for me. What I'm asking is, what do you want? Pulling her closer forcefully, you lock eyes with her to stave off the odd sense of unrest welling up inside you. You search for something real in her dull-like void of an expression. To keep from losing yourself, you need to sharpen your resolve with clarity. What's in it for you if I go back in time, shattering everything only to end up bruised and broken? What's your end game with me? What are you trying to extract? If you got a wish or demand, lay it on the table. Speak up, just like you forced me to be upfront with you. You want to hold my sincerity hostage? Then offer yours first. That's what a real conversation is. Why aren't you answering? It's a momentary silence, but you seize it. That silence is That silence is her vulnerability, and within that vulnerability, an emotion is blazingly resonating with you, magnifying an aspect of your soul, compelling you to dig deeper. This may be your one and only shot. You're at a loss for words. You were so forceful earlier, but now that it's about you, you've got nothing to say? I see now. This isn't a conversation at all. It's a top-down test. Both the allure and the threats you've thrown my way are the will of Paradisos, aren't they? This is the final loyalty test, isn't it, Envoy? She locks eyes with you, unflinchingly silent. Gradually, you sense a nebulous wave of emotions coming to the surface. Regret and sorrow, yet also relief, satisfaction, and a form of resolve. The complexity leaves you wondering for a moment if it's all just an illusion. For a long moment, she smiles. Her hand, which had been cradling your cheek, gradually loosens its grip, as does the force with which you were holding her wrist. Emotions dissipate as quickly as they have surged, becoming an illusion before you can even make sense of them. I don't know, but that just looks like a very sweet moment between the two. She takes a step back, resuming the poise of an elegant but detached doll, and maintains a calculated distance from you. The only trace left of your tense confrontation is a red mark on her wrist.
So you've seen through me.
She smiles at you.
All of this was a test set by Paradisos. Will you give me your answer now?
The rift has sealed, and in this moment, she finally gives you a clear answer. The woman who once claimed to be a friend from your past has vanished. All that remains before you is an envoy from Paradisos, here to conduct your final test. In this moment, you vividly perceive a profound chasm between you, a divide she has always bridged. Now with her retreat, you see it in stark clarity. This abyss isn't just a matter of perspective or choices. It's a rift shaped by time itself. I think I understand you guys a bit now. In your eyes, my problem isn't about what I've done or what to do. It stems from a past I'm completely unaware of. You fear it, and you fear me. So there's really nothing left to discuss. You guard yourself so vigilantly against me that you only trust what you can see. But that's fine. My position remains unyielding. I'm committed to preserving my present with all my being. When it comes to the past, I see no reason the me of then would disapprove of the me I am now. As long as she remains me, I believe she would resonate with every arduous step I've taken. While it's unfortunate I couldn't hear any tales from an old friend, I leave the quest for lost memories to my future self. You take a pause. Everything is already decided. There's no more room for doubt. It's only now that I truly feel a tinge of regret. Articulating this thought owes largely to you. Whether those words were lies or not, what you said during our first meeting had a profound impact on me. It's given me more assurance about the path I've traveled. I only wish you were actually my friend. I love to know what's truly in your heart.
Is that so? Do you really believe that?
Her eyes close partially as she loses herself in thought. Then she lifts her gaze and offers a subdued smile.
You're correct. I have nothing more to reveal. Henceforth, your conversations will be with Paradisos. Congratulations. The test has concluded. You've proven to be a person of true integrity and kindness. Paradisos eagerly awaits this news. I shall take my leave from your bureau. You no longer have to live in a state of anxiety.
Her words resonate more than ever as those of someone from Paradisos, but her expression shifts to genuine sincerity. It's as if she's bidding a heartfelt goodbye. Why?
It's good to see you again. And even better to see you happy.
Oh my god. She sounds so sincere here.
Farewell.
It's so sad that Shalom cannot tell us what she wants. It's because Paradisos is controlling her every move. But I think some of the words were genuine, like how she wanted to see her old friend, that she wanted to see as, I think those were genuine. But she cannot overly show it, I guess, because Paradisos is watching. I wonder if she will ever recover her emotions. I think she will, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea. She might not be able to handle it. The woman lifts her hand. You think she's offering a handshake and finds herself hesitating, unsure whether to reciprocate. Instead, she gives you a gentle nudge, causing you to lose your balance and fall backward. Unbeknownst to you, the pale blue rift behind you has drawn closer. You plunge into it, landing in a sea of flowers that feels strangely familiar. Oh my god, so behind the rift we saw earlier was this scene in the beginning where all the flowers are? Bathed in the ethereal touch of myriad rays of light, you discern a hazy figure, locked in its gaze and folded in its arms. In that fleeting union of minds, you catch glimpses of fractured memories.
The data is recovering more quickly than anticipated. We're on the right track, and the experiment is proceeding smoothly.
Are this the Chief's memories, perhaps? We'll see, I guess.
Hush Project is advancing to Phase 3. Time to bring in new elements.
Hush? Wait! Is this actually Shalom's memories? Why is she showing this to us?
What's wrong?
Subject 17. She harbors intense animosity towards her overseers, evidenced by multiple incidents of assault during surveillance. Could her emotional volatility compromise the integrity of our experimental data? Should we consider replacing her?
Who is Subject 17? So currently they're experimenting on Hush, and there is someone who they call Subject 17, okay?
A dissenter among the sinners, huh? Let's go ahead and use her for a trial run.
Subject is in place. Confirm M-value fluctuations are within acceptable parameters. Commencing the final phase of Hush. Initiating the extraction of mania. Entity formation underway. 20% complete.
Oh my god, this is Shalom's past! And this is how they extracted her emotions? Oh no.
Channel confirmed open. Initiate specialized intervention. Channel is stable. The experiment is now linked to the corridor zone. Extraction phase complete. Proceed with the activation of rule control mechanism.
Data is stabilized. Positional anchor point secured. Stable link established between the manic entity and the test subject. Experiment successful. The outcome is flawless and potent, heralding an unparalleled stable point of observation. What shall we name it? We'll name her Rebel, a fitting memorial to her former unruliness. We won't be seeing that defiant spirit again.
Oh, fuck these researchers, man.
She will surpass us in marking all dissenters. Blessings upon you.
Blessings upon you.
Blessings upon you. Blessings upon you.
Blessings upon you.
Blessings upon you. Blessings upon you.
Blessings upon you. May you witness the ultimate end.
What the fuck is that rating? They sounded like a cult, man. Wow, fuck these researchers. They broke Shalom. Eclipse operation has resulted in significant losses. The sixth hush has prematurely reached its limits, and the recycling and destruction works have already commenced. In 3 days, you'll step into her role. Your new designation will be Hush X, and you will inherit the second observation chamber as well as the number 2 shorel. The number 2 shorel is deeply anchored in Rebel. All observation data will be automatically synchronized and collected. This energy will be converted into the power of the shorel itself. Commands will be relayed to you through the shorel by the Paradisos. 90% of your time will be dedicated to observation. During exceptional periods, unique tasks will be assigned and you'll be awakened for them. Rest assured, your stability is our highest priority. Shorel will continually ensure this. The marking ability has also been successfully implanted. Given the high stakes and resource consumption involved, the majority of sinners will be shackled. The power will only be unleashed on exceptionally valuable dissenters. Paradisos needs more reliable tools through you. Who are the dissenters they're talking about? And then they also use shackles. Aside from this, what do they call it? Ability to... marking ability. Maybe people like Rahu. Oh my god. And then Donald and Christina. Oh my god. So she was marking useful people. On what end though? I wonder. What does the Paradisos need from these people? Does all Hush have the power to mark people like that? I wonder. Immediately sync all the existing data. We've received a distress call from Nirvana. The mining facility in Inner Bay has gone rogue. They're requesting assistance from Paradisos. This could also be an opportunity. Paradisos is keen to discover the true nature of XXX within the Lonesome Base and what the underground intends to do with it. Distress call from Nirvana. Mining facility in the Inner Bay. Is this the one or the beginning of the BR002 explosion? I mean the first one. Not the Julian one, but the first one. That one. Okay. This is your mandate. For your inaugural observation mission, seek out the ultimate answer and identify pathways for us. Ultimate answer to what? Minus
Copy
10
that.
years? Oh. We really need a timeline of this game. Across the rift, the woman's delicate silhouette recedes into the distance, leaving behind a tumult of emotions forever imprisoned in the floral expanse. It remains ambiguous as to who, among the two, torn asunder, is the true captive. Both of them seems like it. It seems like it, because the Shalom we know is being a captive of Paradisos, while her emotions is being captive in this place, or being held in this place. Man, that's so sad. You wrestle with the urge to call out, only to realize you've forgotten the name that should escape your lips. As the light pulses, Its luminescent blue hue drowns out the crimson glare and the monster's ferocious roar, expelling you entirely from this realm.
Chief.
Oh, we're back to reality. Recently, I've been reading the in-game timeline. I'm sure it's worth checking out. I'm reading it too, but I hope they put the timeline of the events also, because that will be helpful. I completely broke it. She has like 3 ultimate in one and one AoE. Oh my god, that's too OP. We'll roll for Acheron then.
Are you alright? You passed out for 4 hours. Are you feeling unwell?
Wow. We passed out thanks to Shalom for 4 hours. I hope they will update it with BR003. I hope so. I truly hope so. It's nice to read those timelines and also, for example, the Paradisos part, the Syndicate part. I mean, the description of the place. What just happened? Who was here a moment ago?
The inspector is already en route back to Paradisos. Miss Shalom left a specific verbal message. The test has concluded, and Paradisos is highly satisfied. You've met our expectations.
Nightingale visibly exhales, relieved. It's clear that Shalom's departure has lightened her mood considerably. A lot must have happened. What happened? It feels like you just woken up from a nap and your eyes are somewhat dry. Shalom. Who is she?
Big dummy! You finally decided to wake up, huh? Do you have any idea how worried I've been?
There, we're okay now. The sinners burst in, interrupting your train of thoughts. Maybe ask later. It doesn't seem that important right now. Man, it's like a dream. Everything that happened in that realm is important, Chief. I hope you don't forget. Yeah, our daughters. At least they're safe and sound. Shalom opens her eyes, weary and drained. Shorl has been by her side for a while now, its glow pulsing, both awaiting her answer and scrutinizing her intently. This must be a level 4 alert. Had she taken any actions just now, she would have awoken to find the entire area reduced to rubble. Why? What happened? The hush stands up, a smile gracing her lips. Even though the observed findings are already in sync, vocalizing them serves as a good icebreaker for the discussion ahead.
Investigation complete. The target has ingested at least 3 fragments. A full activation from BR004, a semi-activated entity from BR001, and an inert, restricted version from the White Cube. It seems the underground has already made contact with her.
What the fuck? I didn't know that the chief already has 3 fragments. Also, what happens? Does anyone know what happens if the chief managed to get more fragments? Will the chief finally be completed or something? Man, this seems like the Paradiso's people are just experimenting on the chief. What was that? We've hit a historical threshold with these numbers. Based on prior data, this container's on the verge of failure. It's even more critical considering it's defective. Oh, it's the chief really they're talking about. What's the Hush take on this? Is the risk too great? Should we destroy it immediately?
I don't think it's necessary. She's more stable than any subject we've had before. The absorption of Corpus and link with the sinners hasn't tainted her severely. Perhaps it's tied to her unique past. Even though she is the final flawed specimen, her stability is remarkable. I'll sync the data accordingly.
Got it. So, before our next action against the ring, let's activate the rules within her. All associated risks have been communicated to Paradisos. What? Let's activate the rules within her. Shalom definitely marked the chief, right? So they're going to activate the rules through that marking, huh? Seems like it. If that rule ends up annihilating the subject, well, that's a hard pill to swallow. It just goes to show some things are better left untouched by human hands. Next, we'll continue to enhance the Hush's capabilities. By the 8th or at the latest the 9th generation, they should have full marking capabilities. At that point, they could also take on the duty of detaining the sinners. With an unreadable expression, Shalom slips into her coat and trails behind Shoral as they exit the lounge.
This is a reasonable judgment. I have no objections.
You've done an excellent job, X. Your performance has consistently been outstanding.
Interacting with her has drained me. Please allow me some time to recover. You won't be seen as an enemy. You'll be seen merely as a tool.
Fuck
a tool
Paradisos.
That's unstable, unreliable, and can be sacrificed for various necessities at any given moment.
Man, it feels like some shit is bound to happen in the next chapters of Path to Nowhere. Because it feels like they're just going to treat the chief like this, a tool who is unstable, unreliable, and can be sacrificed if there is a need. Man.
When the time comes, it might be me who takes action.
Oh my god! She did take action in chapter 13. Oh man, it already happened. Oh. Yeah, in chapter 13, the chief was about to be sacrificed, and then, yeah, she intervened. It really happened. She was talking about the anniversary event. I think she's also talking about how she intervened in BR 003. Was it 003? Oh yeah, the Julian one. Seems like it. She really intervened there, and Paradisos didn't know. Oh, 002. Right. 03 was Hamel, right? Who the fuck are these people again? Wait, let me drink some water. New irregular activities has been detected at the BR004 ruins, confirmed to originate from Corpus 02, dormant for the past 9 years. As we suspected, following X's observation, BR002 was never fully neutralized. Corpus 02 has gained new invisible capabilities, and its risk level has now surpassed acceptable limits. Any movements from the underground? Their shepherd failed to fully consume BR002 and NF104. Now, the enemy could resurface. She's always had a penchant for Corpus 02. Oh my god. They're really talking about what happened in chapter 13. The Night Agency has reported increased enemy activity, but their motives are still a mystery. If the underground shepherd truly surfaces, she must be stopped. We can't risk letting her grow more powerful. The stakes are simply too high. How's the M value looking in the West District? And what's the likelihood of another Black Ring incident triggered by Corpus 02? The City Council made a grave error when they passed the West District Order Management Regulations. It wasn't reason that guided them, but crime fueled by selfish motives. Are you suggesting we initiate the Purge Order? How else can we mitigate this risk? This marks the second major incident involving the Black Ring in the West District within a year. First, it was the gang activities, and now we have Rust Fire. Given our current management resources, we can't stamp out the underground issues plaguing the West District. It's becoming a fertile soil for the Black Ring's underground operations. Representatives from Eastside and several Paradiso's members have submitted another petition. They're deeply concerned about the deteriorating situation in the West District and hope to prevent an even larger catastrophe. The West District has a population of 6.5 people, with fewer than 300,000 involved in gang violence. However, the 100,000 people could trigger the Black Ring, and fewer than 200,000 might be affected by its radiation. The extra cost you're willing to pay to sidestep what you call risk and the impending damage you're poised to inflict have both already outstripped the harm from the Black Ring you claim to despise. Activating the Purge Order now is within the Executive Committee's capabilities. When viewed from the angle of minimizing sacrifices, it's also the most manageable approach. Indeed, there's no need for concern about the population. The overall populace is remarkably stable, presenting an opportunity to elevate our city-state standards. Man, they're talking about people's lives here. They just don't care. A sacrifice of this magnitude is within the realm of acceptable losses. The real issue is, for a known reason, Corpus 02 has developed extraordinarily stealth capabilities. While it remains in the West District, or anywhere in the city-state, for that matter, nothing is predictable. Accustomed to self-hypnosis through acts of sacrifice, convincing ourselves that everything we do holds greater value, the sunk costs only deepen our entrenchment in our own perspectives. Time is running out. The stakes are too high. We can't allow the underground force to continue to gain strength. We have no idea how close the shepherd is to the source. For the sake of humanity, to stand against our gravest enemy, we must heed reason. It's the only way. You've inherited nothing but the sterile logic and coldness of rational thought, yet both your origin and your aims have been compromised by fear. It's this paralyzing dread of risk that stifles any chance of breakthrough. Naturally, I would never notice these thoughts. Instruments don't question directives. Setting off a level 6 alert would be catastrophic. A hush can't afford such pointless blunders. That was the thoughts of Shalom earlier, huh? She raises her hand and emotionally taps the outer wall of Shorl with her index finger. Shorl vibrated, initiating a level 1 scan and scanned the hush from head to toe. This is the lowest level of irrational, meaningless action. Not long ago, Shalom started employing this little tactic for risk assessment. Now it's just a game she plays to pass the time, although even the subject of her amusement is rather uninteresting. You're an exceptional hush, X. The next time you find yourself deep in thought, try to rectify such purposeless physical tendencies. They could trigger system errors. Man, she's not a machine. Initial discussions have concluded. We're aligned on using the West District Purge Order as our primary strategy, based on the preconditions of preventing the Black Ring outbreak from sustaining the underground shepherd. Let's now move on to confirm the specifics. The situation with Rust Fire has intensified. Given the various risks involved, a straightforward approach to the Purge Order is not viable. X. This is a multifaceted operation. Paradisos requires you to conduct a risk assessment for each variable. Make every effort to prevent the resurgence of BR002 and ensure the successful implementation of the Purge Order. Additionally, on March 16th, the rules on SHP-13 activated autonomously for the first time. taking place at the Drifter camp in the Inner Bay. SHP-13 encountered the Invisible Corpus 02 and situation has escalated to uncontrollable risk levels, hence you are assigned a secondary mission. Maintain surveillance using Rebel. Shore will determine the optimal timing for their encounter. Paradisos will enforce the rules to its fullest extent or eradicate both SHP-13 and BR-002 Corpus. Regrettably, as an asset on the verge of becoming defective, this is her final and greatest utility. Just I suspected. I'm the one to go.
That makes things easier.
She burst into laughter, making Shorl hover a few centimeters high mechanically. Hush X now showing pointless emotions. Shorl initiates a level 3 scan. Shalom allows its chilling blue light to scan her from head to toe as she tunes into the channel. Understood. Given the high stakes of this complex operation, let me first confirm what's required. Whether we're taking out the foundation of the Black Ring to enact the Purge Order or employing SHP-13 to eliminate Corpus 02, our objective remains the same, to prevent the resurgence of BR-002. So the crux of stopping BR-002's resurgence is to confront Paradiso's most formidable threat, the Underground Shepherd, sparing no expense. Is that accurate? Precisely. I doubt the cost sits well with you. What's your strategy for fine-tuning this time? Expense is a secondary concern. Paradiso's needs take precedence. The cost, including enacting the Purge Order, is justified to neutralize the Shepherd threat. Still, constantly playing defense means we'll never seize control. This isn't the last we'll see of the Black Ring. Their knack of staying hidden keeps us perpetually at a disadvantage. That said, now's our chance to experiment with a bolder yet effective strategy. Of what? What? Let's catalyze the explosion of BR-002, turning it into the ultimate lure for the Underground Shepherd. Then we annihilate her. I'll handle the nitty-gritties. No extra support or costs needed. All Paradisos has to do is confirm one thing. Is eliminating the Underground Shepherd genuinely aligned with your objectives? Alright, employ the unassailable logic you so trust to address those pathetic, laughable fears and devise an irresistible solution in the end. Fulfill my purpose. What I'm asking is, what do you want?
What do I want? You, of course.
Damn, she's really obsessed with the
It's
chief.
good to see you haven't lost your edge. If your past self were here, she'd be just as relieved as I am.
She gazes down the other end of the channel at the faceless operators of the Hushes who claim to be righteous.
I have 6 months left. Let's find the ultimate answer.
Sag, man. Oh, she only has 6 months left. And she managed to save us in chapter 13 too. Damn! Oh my god, there's still more? I thought that's already the finale. What happens now is a secret record which, once deciphered, reveals a fragmented operation log of the Hush unit. Why did the chief have this? In NF-113, this March, chaos erupts in the West District due to the Rust Fire uprising. Unexpectedly, BR-002 is reactivated 3 days ahead of schedule, and its capabilities far exceed our projections. SHP-13 has gone missing, and we suspect its sensory system are being tampered with. Oh my. Upon verification of the anomalous data by the Paradiso's analysis team, it quickly became evident that the underground shepherd is implicated, and they're actively seeking a method to infiltrate BR-002. The Ninth Agency lead intelligence officers have swiftly pivoted to pursuing these underground forces. Attempt to recover SHP-13 has been unsuccessful and are currently suspended. In April, the FAC Commander-in-Chief urgently enacts an emergency protocol, decisively mobilizing operations in the West District. The main forces are redeployed from east side to the west, triggering the citywide Blue Rain initiative and exacerbating the financial strain on the city-state. Is this what happened in the... I remember there's a Blue Rain shenanigans going on in Rahu's event, if I remember correctly. Shalom controlling Paradises is quite something. I know, right? At the end of the day, she has the final laugh, I think. SHP-13 remains unaccounted for. In NF-113 this June, the battle for control of BR-002 has reached a tense stalemate. Concurrently, a covert operation is being conducted in the shadows. Wasn't that during the summer? Not sure. I'm not sure either if it was during the summer. But maybe... I'm not sure. We need detailed timeline of what's happening in here. 7:20 p.m. June 21, NF-113, the periphery of the Syndicate-controlled BR-002. The resurrected Black Ring looms ominously over the city. Its streets awash in a cacophony of roars and curses. Here and there, the fading glimmers of a sinner's special power can be glimpsed.
The intel is rock solid. Our target is right here. Minos' chief has been hidden out in this location.
The Blue Rain happened during Rahu's event. Yeah, it did. But I can't remember. It happened during spring or summer. Because they said earlier it happened during spring. Or maybe it started during spring and then the Rahu event happened during summer.
Whose turf is this? Rustfire? Some other gang? Or could it be those underground types? Doesn't matter, and it's not important. What's crucial is that we retrieve her today.
Oh boy.
With the hush on site, there's no way we're losing this.
A blinding burst of white light emanates from the core of Shorl, forcefully obliterating the barriers ahead. Debris flies in all directions while a haze of dust and smoke obscures what lies deeper in the tunnel. Yet, undeterred, the Hush strides forward towards the enigmatic abyss. Her expression is one chilling detachment. X, prioritize your safety. You're not cut out for the front lines, and we've gone over the risk already. This is merely a special deployment. Your role is to validate the intel and issue commands. You're not expected to engage in combat. Shalom doesn't reply. She's well aware. This risky covert operation has flirted with danger multiple times. When moments like this were bound to occur. If it weren't for the suspicions raised by the Ninth Agency, compelling Paradisos to clandestinely reassign Hush to helm the operation, keeping it under wraps would have been quite difficult. There's no time left. She can't rely on Revel and must find the target herself. She remembers the bits of scattered intel she caught a glimpse of earlier, rummaging from lost medical supplies amid the chaos, particularly the hypercube. What happened? A bullet pierced through the smoke shot toward Shalom, but is intercepted by Shorl. Oh, the Blue Rain seems to have been in July. Ah, okay. But maybe they started the rain during, what was that? Spring. Anyway, the seasons are close. This gear is from Rustfire, isn't it? Just as I thought, they've gotten their hands on it. Sure, it's rust fire ammo, but if one has been paying attention, they'd know there's more to it. The situation here is even more intricate than it seems. Everything from the resources to tactics, customs, and temperament come into play. Shalom has someone in mind. As the first shot pierces the air, additional barrels materialize from the gloom, effectively restraining the combat forces. However, Shalom vanishes into the maelstrom of bullets, locating the clandestine door she's been searching for all along. She navigates the hidden passage, finally reaching a securely sealed iron door. She pushes it open. The chief is located. You've done well. What? but in chapter 13, the Paradisos people are still looking for her. She remains manageable for the moment. Hush Elite will arrive shortly for retrieval. Your only job is to keep her alive. Remain on standby here. Light cascading from above cleaves the room into distinctive halves. Shalom refrains from stepping into the luminous divide. She lingers by the bed, scrutinizing the figure ensnared by the light as she finds solace in the surrounding darkness.
Yes, she's very weak. A rare opportunity indeed. Let me do a test.
Oh? Shalom slowly walks over.
I've come to see you.
And she looks so sad or dejected. The listener's face lies veiled in the glow of the ceiling lamp, still as the night, as though in slumber, but their breathing is so faint it's almost indiscernible.
You've slimmed down. You look rather pallid. It's as if all the Bureau's hard work over the past 6 months has come to naught. Your adjutant must be concerned.
Yeah, and you seem concerned too.
Your hair has grown, reminding me of the first time we met.
Oh, so the first time they met, the chief has long hair? Oh. Shalom gently caresses the chief's forehead and the side of their face. The person in the bed appears to be enveloped in a dream, their eyes darting beneath closed eyelids as if striving to awaken. Shalom waits a moment, but ultimately they remain ensnared in their dream world. Shalom gently grazes her fingertips. Oh, Shalom gently grazes their fingertips this time, with no fabric between them. Both hands share the same coldness.
I did all this. The Black Ring, the uprisings, even your path. Everything has been calculated to lead us here.
Why does it sound like she somehow regretted it?
Can you hear my words? You must despise me by now. Then come back. Try it. I want to bring you back.
Shalom's voice gradually diminishes, nearly fading into a whisper. Definitely sounds like it, huh? It's probably because she cares so much. She cares so much about the chief. That seeing her so weak like this because of her plans, she somehow feels regret. Which is actually kinda good because she's somehow regaining some emotions. Maybe. Do you want to mark her? Shalom's feeling towards the chief is so complex. It is, and she's not entirely telling us the truth. That's why we don't know. Should we trust her? Does she really cares about the chief? What is her end game here? Her expression is enigmatic, shrouded in shadows. Darkness writes around her, tendrils of dim light creeping up the bed. The wisp encircles Shalom as though yearning to caress the person lying there. Wow. The line between light and dark blurs. Those ethereal filaments become the brightest luminescence in the room, piercing through the window, cutting across the wide open door, and ultimately weaving together to envelope the two in a radiant cocoon. Wow. What? She's trying to save the chief, right? In the guise of probably marking her. This time the shackles don't recoil. Shalom remains silent. Her grip on the bedridden person's hand is unwavering. She stares at her intently as if entranced. Simultaneously, a dense corruption seeps from the chief, instantly ensnaring the wisp of light and nearly consuming it whole. Uh-oh. Hush, move. It's the mania of Corpus 02. A burst of blue light pierces through Shalom instantly. Concurrently, an electric hum emanates from beyond the open door. What the fuck just happened? Alert! Zap! Before the short can activate, a surge of electricity immobilizes it, forcibly propelling it through the window. What? Finally. Shalom finally releases the chief's hand and stands up tall. The blue light that envelopes her vanishes, leaving behind faint scorch marks. She doesn't seem to mind, her composure suggesting that all of it might as well be an act. Wait. Was she waiting for someone to save the chief right here? She turns her attention to the lone onlooker who interrupted her show. Evidently, he was drawn by the light, quick on the uptake. A satisfied smile graces Shalom's face. Oh! It's Donald! Everything is according to her plan. The cloaked man bursts into the basement, a one-man army fueled by palpable tension. His muscles are rigid with anticipation. An electric charge surges along his weapon, coursing towards Shalom. The goat, yes, the goat. He arrived just in time. And we thought that the chief was about to be taken away by Paradisos, but no. He came to save us and help Shalom.
Back off. Don't even think about using your tricks.
Oh boy. The electric glow shatters under the weight of an intangible awe. The last vestiges of his power make a defiant lunge at Shalom, only to dissipate into thin air. Donald is immobilized by unseen restraints, his weapon plummeting to the ground with a resonant clang.
So frightened? You should have seized the chance to kill me when you had it. 9 years without using your power. Must be quite the struggle to hold back, isn't it? You know, if you just let go of that animosity and show me a little kindness, you wouldn't have to worry about me manipulating you. See how alive and kicking you still are right now. You owe some of that to me, don't you think?
Well, yeah, because she saved him, but marked him at the same time also. She looks at the man pinned to the ground.
It's been a while, representative of the Inner Bay. Or should I say, leader of Rustfire.
Her eyes narrow in a smile. That grin instantly triggers a shiver in Donald, jolting long-buried memories to the surface as he invisibly scratches at his rising goosebumps.
No. Better we never cross paths again. Could you turn back? This humble abode of mine is ill-suited for one such as you. utter monster!
What the fuck? There's a sudden change in mood. It's like, oh, no, 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 I don't want to meet you again. And you utter monster. This game is good, but sometimes I'm lost with all the lores in it. You're not alone. I get confused with that timeline also. This is hardly the time for nostalgia. With a clenched fist, electrical arcs dance again. An iron basin nearby hurtles towards Shalom. She dodges, her eyes flickering with triangular flashes. A muffled grunt escapes Donald as if he's been violently slammed to the ground. Oh my god. That triangle on... Wait! The triangle on Shalom's eye seems to be an indicator that she's using her powers, her marking powers to Donald, right? And at the beginning of Path to Nowhere, we saw that same mark on the Chief's eyes. Was it the Chief's eyes or suspect arm? I think it was the Chief's eyes. Huh. Interesting. Simultaneously, a gunshot reverberates, shattering the remaining glass of the window. A bullet penetrates Shalom's throat without resistance. Collapsing forward, she hits the ground. What the actual fuck? She got shot? Almost instantaneously, the sniper's perch is obliterated by a cascading blue light. Struggling, Donald rushes to the sickbed, hoists the frail figure onto his shoulders, and pivots to flee. Just then, a voice resounds within him.
Run. Run as far as you can with her. If you're found again, it's all over.
Wow, she was really helping the Chief, huh?
You...
He wants to say something more, but immediately reminds himself that this is no time for hesitation.
Oh, yikes! Goosebumps! There's a ghost!
Don't change, Donald. Don't change. He grabs the person and vanishes like smoke. Quickly, Shore re-enters the range ward, coolly evaluating Shalom's injuries. The situation outside has become abundantly clear. It appears we're entangled in some sort of spatial incantations, likely connected to the underground. The ones who assaulted me and aimed at yours are all sinners. The damage they've inflicted will require significant time to mend. I really shouldn't have pushed you to take the front lines. Your recent behavior was dangerously excessive. Upon our return, we'll have you undergo a thorough evaluation. Exercise greater caution, X. You're not just an exceptional hush, you're also a high-value target. If there's even a whisper of a chance you could be compromised, I'll be forced to enact an emergency protocol to eliminate you then and there. I would much prefer to part ways with you amicably when your terms of service concludes. Fuck this Paradisos people. They're willing to throw away Shalom, even though she really worked hard for them. Shalom manages to smile, her throat wound sparing her the need to speak. Blood oozes from the gash, rapidly sapping her strength. That's how she started her injured in the Rahu event. Yeah, seems like it. Yes, this is the start. Yes. Yet, she pulled through this perilous moment. From this point forward, that man will undoubtedly exercise greater caution. He has the aptitude for it. Still, it's insufficient. More safeguards must be layered onto her. Safeguards that cannot raise any alarms. The hush closes her eyes, focusing on the slow process of healing. Although the battlefield is out of reach for now, she cherishes this rare moment of solitude for reflection and rest. At the pivotal moment, as the pivotal moment draws near, her long-buried memories grow increasingly vivid. Every now and then, she wants to pause and savor them. Let's refer to it as dreaming for the lack of better word.
I've been transformed into an instrument for human well-being, stripped of my desires, and eradicated of impulsivity, all in the pursuit of becoming a rational cornerstone. My heart has been severed, transformed into an alien entity, laden with unyielding shackles, and banished to realms where humans fear to venture, exiled into the void. It is tasked with observing the mania within the abyss far removed from reality, in search of humanity's elusive, ultimate answer. Through the rift, I observe its agony, fury, struggles, and wails day after day. I watch it as it grotesquely oppresses its own kind, yet I remain utterly unmoved. I possess no heart with which to feel pain.
Sag, man, Sag. Fuck this Paradisos people for real.
Can I even be considered human anymore?
I want to say yes, but you're missing emotions. Maybe yes. I hope she really gets back her emotions, just like what happened with Hecate. I hope she gets her own arc in the main story.
I guess not.
Bruh, she even said it herself. She's not human anymore.
I underwent an indoctrination of reason, becoming an instrument for humanity. Until the day my usefulness corrodes and I become unreliable, a new instrument will emerge to take my place. I recognize the logic and soundness of this cycle. Any ethereal ripples of emotion, any lingering doubts, will find their most rational explanations, only to be systematically extinguished by reason.
Man.
Reason was the armor bestowed upon me, until another monster shattered it.
Oh. Is it the chief? Oh my god. The adjutant storms out of the holding cell, nearly colliding with the Hush. Visibly shaking and emotionally wroth, she finds herself at a loss for words upon encountering her commanding officer. Oh? Nightingale's commanding officer is Shalom? Holy shit. The Hush wordlessly steps aside to let Nightingale pass, then enters the room with a composed smile, ready to perform its duties with precision.
Good evening. I'm from the Hush unit. You can call me Shalom. My mission is to neutralize any lingering side effects from prior operations, stabilizing your condition in the process. Rest assured, this will ease your suffering.
What? Side effects from prior operation. What have they done to the chief for her to be like this?
You look like you've been through hell. Let me take it from here. I can offer you a way out.
Oh my god, she's really the one who gave that imprint sign on the chief, huh? Ah!
Don't touch me!
Oh my god, the chief speaks! And she looks so crazy in here.
Mark my words, you'll regret this. If you don't end me now, you're in for a world of pain.
What? The chief looks hot. Yeah, she looks hot in here, but she looks crazy in here. Her eye color is red also. Hi, Connie Gaming, welcome.
I will never forgive. Never!
Man, what has she been through? Also, this place, do you think this is in the underground Sinner experiment lab inside the MVCC? I think it is. It is! Oh my god. Long time no see. You seem upbeat. Shalom opens her eyes to find Shorl hovering in front of her. Yeah, we have a... Was it a crime brand, I think, of that underground facility? It's similar. Past Chief was another breed. I really wonder what made her crazy like that. Was she used by Paradisos also? They just brainwash her, or what do they call it? Marked her so they can control her. We want answers, but we probably won't get it anytime soon. A month has passed and you have less than 50 days remaining. Your next mission involves the garden, the underground sorcery, and the gateway. The stakes are high. Are you sure you want to go?
It's okay. Tools are meant to serve a purpose. The shackles have vanished. The black ring is unraveling, and even the underground stirs. Paradisos calls for me. Before my replacement steps in, I shall conclude my final task for the 7th tenure.
It takes a week to recover from a serious injury. During that downtime, I'll likely be subjected to all sorts of tests again. After all, there was a brief moment when I escaped Shorl's surveillance and my time of usefulness is running out. For them, recognizing the increased risk is a wise decision. The thing is, the root cause has long been implanted, a rift they failed to catch in the first 17 inspections. She's learned to hide it even better since. Until the day it's finally discovered and destroyed.
Don't think I'll forget. You're the one who chiseled this fracture into my hollow shell. For the first time, I felt pain.
Oh.
Shock and fear. Since that moment, the rift within me has widened, corrupting the purity of my thoughts. As I gaze upon the heart that's been affixed, I find no room for hatred.
What? She managed to feel pain, shock, and fear because of the Chief's shackles? No wonder she's somehow infatuated with the Chief, because that's the emotion she felt for the first time. She's in... Wow, shackling your love. What is this BDSM play?
Only doubt.
Let me listen to this again.
For the first time, I felt pain, shock, and fear. Since that moment, the rift within me has widened, corrupting the purity of my thoughts.
Damn.
As I gaze upon the heart that's been affixed, I find no room for hatred.
Okay. So it seems like when the Chief used the shackles, I like this line. The Chief shackled Shalom, and that make her feel pain, shock, and fear. It corrupted her purity of thoughts. It's because she's supposed to have no feelings at all, right? And then it felt like it affixed her heart back then. Only doubt? Zoya told it already in one of her when Chief is pretty owns them. What? Well, the Chief has a lot of sinners, right? Wait, what's this? How do you read this? It's all in chaos. Risk control, directive required, sacrifice. X, no other choice, all to counter Maya. Being rational is being right. Underground are all enemies. Take action now, now, now. You're doing great. What the fuck?
Cowardice is masked as caution. Apathy is spun as reason. Cruelty turns into resolve. And stubbornness becomes determination. Those who deem themselves righteous shy away from their destiny, pushing the burden onto others.
Wow. She's calling out the Paradeiso's people. Because they say, the Paradeiso's people say they're cautious, but they're actually just scared. And then they say it's reason, but they don't actually care. So true. Chief has shackles over them. It's a bond deeper than even a wedding. Oh, you're right. It's only literally separated by the... Oh my god, it's really much more deeper than marriage. Good lord.
All my feelings were snuffed out by such cowards?
Oh my god.
See, it's at this very moment that a tool breaks.
Oh my god, this just sounds like Shalom's what do you call this? Villain arc. It's thanks to Chief for paving the way.
If things keep going this way, my readings will lose their accuracy. Mania will breach the rift, corrupting the hush system and making me deviate from my original purpose. I'd become a menace to humanity.
Wow. Is that foreshadowing, I wonder? She'll become a menace to humanity. Don't be one of the antagonists of Path to Nowhere, Shalom, I beg you.
But haven't I already been reduced to a mere tool? Dehumanized for so long. Should I still prioritize human welfare?
Oh my god, this really sounds like her villain arc, man. I can't blame her.
It's not necessary anymore.
Bro, she's just broken. Oh god.
Just kidding. I do like humans. They let me catch a glimpse of the me that's been long dead.
She's confusing me. She said she's angry earlier and then now. No, just kidding. I still love humans. What is it, girl?
You...
Sounds like she's getting back her feelings. Yeah, slowly. Although she felt the negative side of feelings. I wonder if she's, capable of distinguishing love. We'll see. We need more character development of Shalom.
Go to hell!
Damn.
Back off. Don't even think about using your tricks.
Shalom! You're back!
The impenetrable armor has shattered, allowing past elusive emotions to come to the fore, no longer suppressed or extinguished by rationality. At last, these feelings are acknowledged, named, and tenderly embraced by Hush X, marking Shalom's rebirth.
Thank you for shattering me.
Damn.
Everything that emerged twisted, yet born anew from the rift you created, I hold dear.
Wow, thank you for shattering me. No problem. Everything that emerged twisted yet born anew from the rift you created. I hold it. No wonder she really loves the chief.
Pleasure or desire, highs and lows, profound emotional ties. What I've experienced in the rift over the past year surpasses all that I've witnessed in the ocean of consciousness during the last 8 years. Is this the feeling of a heart reborn?
I think so. She closes her eyes and lightly taps Shoral, this time embracing the pointless level 1 scan with a smile.
The beast that once tore me apart. I've severed her chains and wrested it from the grasp of Paradisos. When she awakens, will she revert to her former self and bare her fangs at you once more?
We know the answer to that. If you read chapter 13, my position remains unwavering. I genuinely want to safeguard my present, and I don't believe there's anything about who I am now that the person I was before would despise.
You have a point. What we've lost can't be reclaimed, but we're destined for renewal.
A flawed entity capable of bypassing the hush tech barrier and stealthily eliminating the hush without detection must inherently possess qualities unlike any of the SHPs she's ever dealt with. Oh. A creation that has been memory wiped, perpetually assimilates mania, yet still holds on to her humanity. Certainly warrants deep investigation for her unique approaches to tackling disasters. Man. The chief did not have amnesia. Have the MVCC or the people around us been lying to us all this time? It says here she's been memory wiped. In a person more daring to confront destiny than any set of righteous values, we can perhaps expect her to navigate a unique path amidst adversity. Paradisos lacks the courage to face it. Let the hush remove the obstacles. She has already succeeded.
Just as she granted me freedom, I now return that freedom to you, along with the power you once lost. The monster that once shattered me will surely be able to dismantle all this foolishness once it wakes up, won't it?
Oh my god. She really wants to wake up the old chief, huh? Oh man.
You won't let me down, will you? Unfortunately, it looks like I'll have to miss out on such an exhilarating battle.
Sag, man. She won't be able to see it. Oh, this is from the event. Shalom kinda want unhinged chief to come back since she's her idol. Seems like it. And that's probably one of her plans to in order to I think she wants to destroy Paradisos too and wake up the old chief. Man. July 19 NF113 Eastside District 01 Erica Villa. Shalom steps out of the car. The blue rain won't fall for another 2 days, but tonight the moonlight is still visible. The timing is perfect. Her heart balanced on edge. Too much and she'd be wallowing in self-pity. Too little and she'd be complacent. She's poised to make a choice, to act.
What comes next is my endgame. May I find the ultimate answer.
Oh man. She smiles as she takes measured steps towards what appeared to be a grand mansion, yet was nothing more than a trap, all while holding onto her customary line of thought. FAC is unwavering. The blockade operation is certain to happen. We're aiming for August to discreetly help them build trust. This served as a diversion. The real operation needs a smokescreen, but they cannot get their hands on the chief. The Ninth Agency MBCC are off limits as well. Avoid Paradisos, employ some tactics, hand it over to Hush. I've got them under control. Adapt to that individual's abilities. He's no slouch. They must have powers that are beyond my grasp. In these final moments, what else can I manage to send their way? The garden is our first choice. The blade hidden underground. So far, this minor action is the only one that risks coercion. Verify first, then utilize. Limited intel. A face-to-face meeting is the best way for actual confirmation. What to do? The plan? Lure her here for a face-to-face verification. Would that be risking my life? Even the S-Class have limits. She alone can surpass Shoral. Man, she's really doing all of this to help the chief, huh? She contacted Kokilik also, right? And it looks like she's ahead of everyone. Hi, Chewie! Welcome, welcome. Shalom is just next level. Yes, she is. Thought can lead to the ultimate answer, but for how long can I keep thinking? The garden can be my end, as can Shoral and the underground. Man, she has so many enemy on all sides. If I manage to survive but suffer another grave injury at the current rate of healing, I doubt I'll catch up. I lack the means to defend myself, so caution is my only ally. Buying time is, in essence, gaining efficiency and results. And I must make plans for what happens after I'm gone. I can't leave without tying up loose ends. That flag, man. I hope she comes back, though, with her emotions. I mean, more of her emotions. How many options do I have? Who else can I trust? How far can the current me go? Are there any loopholes to exploit? What should I zero in on? What will they focus on? How can I sidestep surveillance? Being alone really feels like treading on thin ice. The odds of pulling this off are less than 1%. But it's alright. Fate is not an enemy. The human spirit is eternally fluid. X's reason confronts every obstacle, seizing every variable to find an answer. And when she starts to calculate in this way, regardless of the outcome, Shalom has already triumphed. The heart they stole has been rejuvenated, flourishing with each passing moment, all while they remain unaware. Moonlight bathes Shalom, impartially casting its glow on each intertwining fate, soon to alter one another. Paradisos eating their own medicine, good for them, they deserve it. If Shalom wants to destroy Paradisos, that's fine. I think I'll support her. It's been 3 months since the young detective last heard that unmistakable ringtone. She's pacing in circles, caught in a dilemma. Should she call her beloved Shalom right away? Or should she wait until her summer internship is set in stone before seeking her out? Simultaneously, Kokilik has successfully evaded the Hush troops that were after her and make it back to the garden. To her dismay, she discovers her cherished purple carnation is missing. Filled with rage, she slices through the folding screen, grabs her floral sword, and finally makes a long overdue decision. A guard clad in black ventures into the depths of the night. Though haunted by nightmares and facing a point of no return, she's resolute in walking this path to its end. The Hush may not yet perceive the undercurrents converging around her, but when she sees the glint of a blade slicing through the cold moonlight aimed in her direction, she knows this is the beginning.
If you want to hate the fact that you were born in Paradisos.
It wasn't a fatal blow. Shorls didn't attack as planned. Shalom's right shoulder blade was pierced, causing her to fall. As the battle erupts, emotional and strategic undercurrents surge, yet all she sees are petals drifting into her pool of blood as her thought wanders. Ah, the beauty of blooming flowers even here.
Life's path is unforgiving. Yet may we both find final freedom.
Wow! That holy fuck! This interrogation is so good, Chef Kiss. Mwah. It covers a lot of things from chapter 13, even chapter 12 also. And also the events that happened, the Rahu event and the Kokilik event. That's amazing. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Let's read this real quick. In July, an F-113 X went to Erica Villa in East Side in August of the same year. The Battle of West District officially began. X was confirmed to have deviated and the observatorium was contaminated. The Hush system was urgently shut down. The journey is treacherous. May those venturing against that side eventually find freedom. Oh my. So what happened is Erica Villa first, and then all this shit happened, and then Kokilik, Shalom contacted Kokilik, right? And then they asked her to protect the chief, right? And then her heart got pierced by Kokilik, if I remember correctly, right? And then after that, there is the Battle of West District, which is chapter 12, 13, right? And then we're looking forward to the next episode, man. I don't think Shalom is truly dead just yet. That's amazing. Wow! Multiple archives have been updated. Shalom profile have been updated. What? What updated though? See her ability is. Wait, you cannot see it. Wait. There. She's not dead. Yes, she's like in sleep mode. But I think Paradisos is about to end her life real soon. So ability deleted. Wow, there's nothing in here. Her sinner power is unknown. There's no known records of her using any. Subject lacks independent combat abilities and relies on shore, a product of Paradiso's technology, for communication, combat, and information analysis. M-value measurement has failed. The numbers are all jumbled, making it impossible to determine an accurate result. Special instructions have been received. No need to apply shackles. Currently visiting the MBCC as a Paradisos representative. The subject. This is what happened in the interrogation, right? The subject can use light tendrils to draw targets into an unknown space and interfere with their minds. She did this to Chief, but the specifics of that incident are unknown. Chief does not currently show any abnormal symptoms. She's in a coma, Sag, man. Why do people we like in this game goes into a coma, huh? She's in coma. Yeah. She is. I hope we can see her again in the future chapters. I want to see more of her in Kokilik also. They want her dead, but she's too good at her job, so they can't find replacement. They want her dead, but Paradisos is playing in her game. She will have the last laugh, I tell you. Oh no, I haven't unlocked it yet. Rip, Sag. Anyway, that was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not sure if you all... I think you all have already read that one. I hope I've been useful into refreshing your mind somehow. Oh! Very nice. Wow, crystal! I mean, cubes. Thank you. Anyhow, thank you all for hanging out. It's always awesome to rewatch Shalom's Interrogation. It's really something. There's aside from the sensual parts in the first part, it was amazing. I truly enjoyed it. There's a lot of revelations and we got some fan service. Amazing, man, amazing.
Do you envy them?
Okay, I'm about to go to sleep and holy shit, it's 3 a.m. and I have work in a few hours. If only Hamel and Serpent and Koklik were saved, man. Is it in their interrogation? Are they saved in the interrogation? I haven't read... oh, they do! Serpent, Hamel, Koklik I haven't read yet. I think you guys told me to read Koklik after Shalom's, right? In order to, what's this? In relevance to the lore. Koklik next. Okay, we'll read Koklik next. Garofano, then Koklik, I think. Okay. But I want Koklik. So maybe I'll go with Koklik first and then Garofano.
Are you here to see me, Chief?
Alright. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. Garofano is relatively short. Ah, okay. And then Koklik is also shorter than Shalom's, right? If that's the case, I can probably stream it, read it in one stream. Definitely shorter than Shalom. Ah, okay. Thank God. This was long because I keep on talking probably. Hell is the shortest. Yeah, I think so. Anyhow, thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you all next time. Probably next week for another Path to Nowhere. Because I plan to stream different gacha games this week. Alrighty, see you all. Otsu Cheatery. Bye-bye. Why is my hand like that? It's like I'm giving you guys a middle finger, but no, I don't. Otsu Cheatery. Bye-bye.